call it the one-shot Agweedo Rim
Yep. Yep.
ICW campaign.
Yep. That's so cool. We're recording. As far as inventory, the ship owes me 29,000 credits because I loaned it to the ship's pool. Got a blade, laser carbine, extra power pack, combination mask, CBT, combat armor, reflect cloth, shotgun, 20 lots of ammo for that, and a large rubber mallet.
Okay.
Not sure what the large rubber mallet's for, but I've got it apparently.
I am just gonna we're winging it. You guys have been a crew for a while.
Yep.
We're gonna just say you've been at it for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
You're up to date on your payments, and you started on Agweedo, and you've been putzling around the Agweedo Rim sector. I am just gonna spin my hand up in the air, and I'm twirling my finger. I have a hard copy of the subsector down, and I'm just gonna drop my finger, and that's where you're gonna be, and we're gonna take off from there.
Oh, good.
Okay. Okay.
So apparently, Kalmaros, Captain.
You are on Parched.
Parched.
Parched is 0406 of the Agweedo Rim subsector. It is a desert world.
Have you got the UPP?
Let's see. I got the UPP right here. I will read it to you as in detail.
It's a D.
It's on the map.
Yep, it's a D.
It is on the map. Parched. Parched is a Class D starport.
Yep.
Pull it up. Its size is 3,000 miles in diameter. It is a small world.
Yep.
And its atmosphere is 2, very thin, tainted. It's unbreathable. You almost darn near need a pressure suit, but it's not quite that trace. So it's very thin, tainted, which makes it unbreathable. You would need respirators with compressors to breathe. And the hydrographics is 0. There is no freestanding water.
Great.
There are thousands of inhabitants.
What's that number?
It has a
2, 3.
3.
3.
It's 3. Thousands of inhabitants. So you have D320341-6. So there, which means it is a representative democracy, and it has a low law level, undetectable body pistols, explosives, and bombs. But you can pretty much openly carry any weapons you want.
Yeah.
So it's a desert. I suppose it would be classified as a poor world.
Desert world, definitely.
It's a desert world, gas giant, and there is a scout base there. So there's a landside scout base. You were bringing, we're going to say you were bringing some cargo and supplies in at 1,000 per parsec. So I don't know, Pierre, do you have the books? Where was the money at? Where were you at with money on the end?
You mean ship money?
Yes.
Well, if you click the Venusian Wind handout, I don't think I was the only one. I don't think it's in the Roll20. I don't think I have the only access to it either, but it gives a number of ship credits.
Yes.
We did 1 or 2 successful trades earlier.
You are at 561,000 credits. You have, okay, we're just going to go with this. Right now, you have computer parts, 1 ton of computer parts you bought for 60,000 credits. I don't know if you can sell those there. And we're saying that you have your freight. Your freight is at 1,000 a ton, 64,000 tons. But we're going to say your payment's due, so you had to make your payment. You have to wire your payment. I think your payment was 155. Do you remember what it was? 37.62. 37 mega credit. I forgot what your payment was. So you're at 561,100 credits plus 60,000 credits for the revenue, or 63,000. You have 1 ton of computer parts.
Notes.
We're going to say that for now. So your revenue would put you, the computer parts are still there. You can try to sell them here or not. So right now you've just landed on the base port, and like you said, there's 1,000 and some people. This place is barren. there's an asteroid that is hollowed out up in orbit. It's about the size of Deimos or Phobos on Mars. It orbits the planet. There are no moons. It's a small world. It's a desolate system. So yeah, it's a binary star, and there are a few gas giants, and there's some other cooking hot worlds, and a Venetian burning world, and there's some ice balls that are further out. So it's a binary star system. There's 2 stars. The size it doesn't matter, but you've landed. You're fine. You're good. There is a small trade center. It's a little rough. The people are a little rough. A lot of what they do is they're mining for goods. The technology level is 6, which is where is that now? That's like the 1940s. So they've got these respirators and these goofy, crappy vac suits, and they have some fabrication abilities where they build their own tools and old guns, and yeah, it's and radio. They have some technologies. They have these tank-like ground vehicles that they run out along the land, and there's actually not much of any life. They import in ice from the orbit. The Scout Service helps them with that. They have an ice service, but most of the people are on the surface are low tech, and they work in mining. There's some deep mines where they're mining possible lanthanum that may be shipped out to Lente. Lente's the big starport builder in the subsector.
Oh yeah.
So there you are. You're docked. You land in the starport is D, which it's rough. There's not really good facilities, but what they do have, they have these concrete bays that open up, so your ship can land in the bay and it shuts and pressurizes. But the service sucks. They're missing parts, but you do have a good docking bay. So right now it's a little dusty and windy, and it's kind of dim. This planet orbits the red dwarf, and then there's a bright yellow star. So it's a little dim and cold. It's also a little bit on the cold side. Not extremely cold, but like I'd say cold enough. You want warm clothing if you're out there, and ideally a little bit of a pressure suit. You're looking at, I'd say, around 20 degrees Fahrenheit, or I think that's like 5 or 10 degrees Celsius out on the surface.
So twice as hot as it was when I got up today then. That's still pretty cool.
Yeah. You're running in your cold season over there, are you?
Yeah, we started off at 5 degrees Celsius today. It's going to get a bit lower, but that's okay.
I did find the mortgage figure, 156,750.
Cool.
That's our monthly.
Okay, so add 63,000 for the freight you brought in to the 561.10, and you can type that in, and I'll change it. Yeah, there you go. The monthly mortgage is there, 156. It's right below there, 750.
Yeah, put that.
And then subtract that from the total because you guys just made the mortgage. So you do have money, and you're here, and your business ventures have been successful. So you are unparched, and your business adventures have been successful, and here you are.
I'm gonna do a engineering roll when we've all set down and things have cooled off, just to make sure everything's all right in the engine bay.
Okay.
Well, obviously my mind is somewhere else because I have not.
How do we get 63,000?
You had 1,000. You had a freight. There was 1,000 a ton, just plain freight that you hauled on this run.
Okay.
So that I'm just saying that you hauled that, and let me see what I roll. How many staterooms do you have? It's a free trader. It's a free trader. God, my brain.
I think we don't. Yeah, I think we're jumping from another planet, another situation. But we had 1 ton of computer parts and 63 tons of freight. But maybe time passed since then. I don't know.
Well, that was in the other game when we were heading towards the planet.
Yeah, that was in the other game. I'm going to get in there and edit this too right now because I don't know if we'll ever get back to that game.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's probable that we're not going to.
Okay, yeah. We're going to go.
I'll call it a running total.
Yep. It is. Okay, so after I scratch my head and settle down and basically turn my whole diagnostic panels on and off and kick it, because I know I haven't done what I need to do before I report completion.
Something's missing, and then all of a sudden something's sparking on the other end. I
Holy
don't know
shit.
what you did, but you weren't thinking right. But
Okay,
something's messing by the panel. I'm gonna need you to
Right.
do another check.
Yeah, and I'm going to put out any possible might be fires.
Okay.
Because it sounds like
So you're gonna have to do another skill check.
Yep. Okay, this
This
with
time you realize what you did,
Right.
and you did fry something, but it's cheap, and,
Okay.
and you have the components to replace.
Okay,
But for some reason you weren't paying attention,
yeah, probably
and
wanna
when you
get
made
off.
an adjustment, it's just like a little solenoid fuse type of thing on
Yep.
one end of the drive.
Okay, I can easily
Not a
get that at
major
the
deal,
stores.
but you want them all in order.
Yep.
So you got another one in the box. You just got to put it in,
Cool.
and all in all, the drives check out immaculate. Like you
Beautiful.
said, this thing is almost brand new. I
Mhm.
think it was close to new. I mean, you guys really did well. I mean, it's a beautiful ship.
Right.
It's a free trader.
Nice.
And like I said, you have FTL drives. There's a table. I don't know how to add things, but I think I sent you that table, Steve.
I can put it in if you want me to. That's easy now. Yep.
Do you have the table of how the drives
I'll
work?
have to find it. I'm just going to find armor at the moment. I can't seem to find it in my traveller book. Where to describe it.
Yeah.
I can see the weapons, but I can't find where to describe the actual armor, which is really annoying. Because I know it's around the weapons section. Sorry, I'm holding you up. You carry on. Here we go. Here we go. Come on.
Okay.
Armor. No, I go straight into bloody weapons. It's because I looked it over. It's complete. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have when I get off the ship. I'm going to be wearing my combat armor because it is vac suit like array, so it'll have everything I need to wear out there. And I'll be taking on my blade and my laser carbine with me if we need to get off ship.
Okay. Also, just to let you know, you do have sensors in this. This is not just computers, electronics. This is Classic Traveler with my updated combat sensor rules.
Right.
So your computer is a Model 1, but you also have basic sensors.
Right.
So you have let me look at the thing again here.
I think that's Pierre's character's place. I'm not sure.
Pierre's character is the sensor guy, yes.
Yep.
And your main character, Mentor, is the captain. So you're the captain, Mentor. You take charge. Stony is your engineer, and Pierre is your your sensors guy. And then you have NPCs that are aboard. We can play them just NPCs.
I've been looking over all the things, trying to familiarize myself with everything here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up some of my stuff here.
Here we go. Hyperdrive speed table. Is this the one? FTL speed distance.
Yeah.
Just open with. Just has to go through my emails.
I have it too.
Yeah. Okay. So enable editing.
So basically, you can, if you hit it, you got to go out to the 100 diameter, and it'll take 1% of your fuel. I believe I gave you guys 44 tons of fuel, and my rules use 0.01 for fuel consumption, which means that's regular maneuver fuel. But 1% of fuel would mean you'll use 2 tons if you do a micro jump. So if you do any micro jumps in system, chances are you aren't going to be able to make a big jump unless you refuel. So you're not going to want to do any micro jumps unless you have a gas giant or a fuel source in mind that you're going to refuel. You can make one jump. You're equipped to make a jump. Takes 10% of your fuel no matter what, but that's just to get into hyperspace. You can also shut everything down and just go endlessly. You are not locked down to limits, but you are locked down to a speed. So if you want to zoom out of here and head to a cluster, you guys could all go into deep sleep, make a jump, but you'll be moving at 1 parsec per week. You're not going to go any faster than that. It's an FTL speed, sort of, kind of like dark matter when you go into FTL. But it's still subjected. It's just like that when you take off into it. It looks just like it and everything, but you are still subjected to the 100 diameter rule. If you mess with that, you can still misjump or misfire into FTL, and it could still create some dramatic effects and put you somewhere else.
Yeah.
So you're still subjected to all of that. So anyways, you're at the port, and is there anything anybody wants to do? It's rugged inside. There's a big open area. People look a little rough. Everybody seems to have warm clothing with a slight pressure suit underneath it. Not like a vac suit, but they have like a body pressure suit because the air is thinner, which is like inflates. It's sort of like it like holds pressure on your body, and then they have these masks that they put on that are condenser respirators. There is a slight level of oxygen out in the atmosphere, but you need these high-powered respirators to pull it. And a lot of people just they also use oxygen tanks because it's so hard.
Okay, so I'm sort of looking like if I'm leaving, I'm thinking I'm leaving with the captain and or Carlos. So I'm trying to look as much as possible like the muscle in the group, with the combat armor and a laser carbine and a blade at my side, just keeping everyone, at a friendly distance. Without being overtly threatening, but just saying, try to deal with us, and you are going to come away second best.
Well, from what you see, you do see some rough, rugged characters. And as far as you're aware, there's not many ships down on port. But there is another trader on the other side. It's a rugged, rough trader. It looks something like it might be kind of like a far trader, but bigger, based on what you're seeing. You're at the port, and there's also, you're at like the information center, and you can see on the display it's showing different ships that have come and gone, and you just seen this one ship come down, and it's about a 300-ton trader, but it looks a little rugged and well armed, and it looks beat. You notice from watching the cameras where it's landing, it's coming down, and they're IDing them in. You notice some definite laser burns on the hull, and some patch marks. Yeah, so you see this ship is coming down on the other side, and also there's some rough, rugged types in the corner. There's some what are they called? I can't think now. Oh. You don't see any signs of any grays anywhere at all. You definitely see some insectoids, and the insectoids are kind of they look sort of like a Star Frontier's Vrusk, except their faces and heads are more like a roach. They are totally ugly, but they communicate. They have a chirper and these communication things which will talk for them. They chirp and click, but they wear these communication things around their neck, and there's a couple of those roaming around on one side of the corner. You're in this big open room, and it's sort of like a mall, but not as fancy. It's rough, and it's pressurized, and there's like little stores and restaurants. So it would be sort of like your type of mall. You do see there looks to be like a little tavern, and there's directions to the trading center. There's also a few other alien species, but it's mostly dominated by humans. And you do see some of the insectoids in there, and there are some what are they called? God, I gotta pull my thing up. God, you guys gotta bear with me. I'm totally on the cuff.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
So, guys, if you want to look at the FTL speeds, make sure you open up the page that you open up to look at wide, because then the table works. Otherwise, it's all jumbled. Just so you know.
Yeah, see that.
You widen it.
You have
I'm not
to
sure what
widen
you
it.
mean
Yeah,
there.
I couldn't put it in as a
I see.
Excel. That it wouldn't accept an Excel sheet, so I just had to do it that way. Put it in the database, but it's there, and you've got your speeds and your times and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Sweet as. Okay, Parch. I'll start getting into my gear, knowing that the captain's going to want to get off and try to make some money somehow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So there's, like I said, there's this little tavern thing going on down the block.
Yeah. Should that happen, I'll be buying a bottle of their best whatever moonshine they've got, but I won't be drinking it until I get back on board ship. I'm just going to maintain sobriety while I'm out off the ship. This doesn't look like a place you can get too loose and easy with.
We could hit the tavern if you want. We're probably heading to the trade center, but not really time critical.
Okay, so you guys pop into the tavern. There's an old bald guy, and he says, "How may I help you, sir?" And he stumbles on up, and he's got like a tux tie on, and it's kind of fancy, but the music is rough and the bar is rough.
Right.
And you don't even really realize it until actually he goes to get a drink for someone else. That he's a droid. He's not even human. He's like on a hover. Half of them's hovering. So there's these hover balls, and he hovers on over and he starts pouring the drinks and says, "What can we do for you? Welcome to our port." And he's ready to order you whatever drinks you want.
Right, so I'll just order a bottle of their best moonshine and just put it in some particular compartment that's on my armor.
Well, they don't have moonshine, but they have a very, very, very strong whiskey.
That'll do.
It's their homebrew whiskey, and they have bottles of that. It's their house brand, or you can get the higher grade. The house brand is 20 credits a bottle, and the higher grade is 50. And he says, but the higher grade is smooth as glass. It'll chirp you up like you wouldn't believe.
I'll get one of those.
So you're gonna get the $50 higher grade.
Yeah. I'm gonna drink. I might as well drink something that's gonna.
I mean, the bar is rough. It's a little smoky and it's dusty, and it looks like there's some pirate types at one table discussing something. And then you notice also out of the corner of your eye, there's a group. There's 3 avians, and avians are a major race. Avians evolved from omnivore hunter flyers on a world orbiting an orange star in the dark nebula. The world's name is Kawkpaw. They stand about 1.2 meters tall. They're about 35 kilograms. They have a wingspan of around 2.5 meters. Avians look much like warm-blooded lizard-like skin. They look sort of like pterodactyl dinosaurs, except their heads are larger with smaller beaks. They have 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 wings. So you could kind of think of the AL-YAL, but they're a major race. So you see these avians there, and you'd be wondering what they would be doing in this area. And they're used to a lighter gravity world. This world is also a perfectly lighter gravity, and they have it looks like they're also wearing like suits that allow their wings to be free, so that their wings, like sort of like a pressure armor suit, but their wings can also spread out in that suit. Right. So in other words, they could go out in the cold and maybe even glide or fly around.
Well, I'd like to see them try because they probably don't have enough pressure to fly, but that's all cool. It's good to know.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, well, I'm winging on that, but they definitely could glide if they want to.
Yep.
And you notice that one of them, he looks kind of like the leader, and they're kind of hard to tell their sex apart. Especially if you can't tell if they're male or female. They are heterosexual species. There is a male and female. They are similar to a bird species on Earth, but they evolved somewhere else. Anyway, one of them seems to be like he's taking an interest in you, like he's kind of he's looking over towards you, and your instincts are saying like he'd like to strike. You're wondering why they keep on checking you or looking at you.
Yeah. Well, verbal orders a beer, and he just kind of waves at them, friendly like, sees if they want to come over.
The one waves back, and then the next thing you know, the bartender hovers on over, and you guys have a couple shots of something. He says, "Oh, gentlemen, these shots are on the avian group over there. They wanted to buy these for you in a form of good gesture."
All right.
Are they doing that? I asked the bartender if they're doing that to all the groups. here or just us?
No, sir. It looks like you're the first that they've bought shots for since they've been here tonight. This is a gift from them.
I see.
Plenty nice. All right.
It's probably a prelude to a job that's shady AF, if you know what I mean.
Hells yes.
Yeah. All right. Burble downs the shot and motions the other guys to maybe come over and talk to the avians. Then,
as they do that,
starts
I'll just
heading that
pass
way.
mine off to off to the captain to drink because I'm not opening my suit yet.
Well, you guys, you don't have to you have your helmet on. I don't think you did.
It's totally for effect.
Oh,
Really?
you are in all your gear, huh?
Yeah.
No one. Okay.
I'm
You didn't even just lift the mouthpiece up to eat the hood part. Okay.
I'm just totally.
Okay.
Just presenting that.
So you guys swallowed down. You swallowed down the shot.
Yep.
Okay, it's sort of like a peppermint, but different. It's how would you say it? It's minty, but it's also a strange type of liquor that you haven't tasted before, and it's good. It's smooth, and it's so you're fine with that. And then so you're gonna approach their table.
Yeah. Just walk on over.
Okay, he's speaking in avian. He's speaking in avian, and then he puts the transponder over his. It sort of looks like a round circle thing, and it's connected to a bar, and it just covers his mouth, and you can hear right now. It sounds like before he does that, it's like quack 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 quack. It sounds kind of like a birdish thing, and then as soon as that thing goes over his mouth, it drowns out the quack 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 quack, quack, and he puts like on an ear set, and he says, "Hello, humans. Now you're the crew of the free trader that just landed. I'm assuming."
The Venusian Red. Captain Verbal.
He
nice
says, I am Commander, and he says, Tatari, or something like, I'm just going to make up a name, Tatara. And
Nice
this
to
is
meet you,
my
Tatara.
group. This is my group. We came in on a small vessel, and our vessel was shot down. It broke. We were actually in a combat situation on the other side of the world. We worked our way here, but we're curious if we could hire your services. We have an issue. We need to get some parts, and we know where we have some parts. We know where there's a ship where those parts may be on another world in this system. There's a ship that's similar to ours, but we need to get. There's a salvage ship, and I'm pretty confident that we have the component that we need to get our maneuver drive running. But that ship, he says, can we talk privately? He wants to ask if you could go to a back room, and if you could.
All of us?
So they're the three of you. He says you're the main crew here. The other guys are off doing their own thing, but you got communicators where you can call them. Well, so we'll just stick with you three. The rest of your mercs and stuff are doing other things. They're NPCs for now. We'll roll like that. So you guys are just. So basically, he's there's a little room and he wants or a booth. We'll say it's a booth where other people can't see, and he says, "Come on, let's grab a seat." And he pulls out this little like computer holodeck. He hits a button and it puts up a 3D image. So you have an image of the system. He says this system's a little rough. We had a dispute with a vessel, and we had combat action with them. They took us down, and we took our grav vehicle from where we're down. We're secured. Our ship is hidden. It's hidden on the side of one of the mountains about 600 kilometers away from here, from the main capital. We were trying to make our way to the capital on our way down, but we didn't quite make it. So we have our ship secured and hidden. And based on our observations, there's also a potential for there's some sort of abandoned base with a couple ships that have been abandoned, and there's a possibility of some serious money. He says serious revenue here, but we need passage there, and we're willing to pay you well. And we also would need some specialty. We could take our equipment to get to this base, and to take this drive. We could take the drive apart and get our maneuver drives fixed. They don't have the components here. And he shows you that he zoomed in. They were doing some surveying. And sure enough, he scans in on this little hidden place he found. It's in a crater. And there's absolutely no signs of life, no signs of anything. And it looks like there's a ship that's been abandoned there that's broke down. And he says, there's no radio signs. No one, I don't think, knows about this. I don't know what happened to these people, but the component we need is in that design. We can make that design fit our ship. Yeah. He says, if you're willing to take us, we'll compensate you well. And also, we believe that whatever other salvage material you make is free. We will compensate you for the passage, and whatever salvage material is available, we will compensate you for that also. And we'll let you take whatever you can. I mean, there's potential for earnings here. Now, he shows you enough where the base is, but you don't have the exact locations. And then he quickly turns it off. He says, I'm an ace navigator, and I'll help you navigate to it. We'll pay you standard passage. Plus, if we could secure the part and get the part back, I'll pay you another 75,000 credits for your time and hassle. But we'll pay you. I don't know if we go slow or if we go long. The problem is it's within the 100. The world is a hot world. It's within the 100 diameters of the big star, so it's going to. You can do a micro jump there, but then you're also going to have to go through regular speeds because you're within the 100 diameter of the star. It's kind of like a Mercury type of world, and you know it's on that world, but the display didn't show you exactly where. So either you take the mission or you don't. But he's willing to pay you 10,000. I mean, we'll say 8,000 each for regular passage to the world, and then freight to bring it back, plus an additional 75,000 credits. But he needs help, and he says, you guys. He says most of the people around this back world place seem a little bit untrustworthy. My intuition, and he's speaking through that thing again. You can hear the bird chirpy sound around the mic he's speaking through. And he says to you straight out, like, you seem to be the more, my intuition tells me, the more, I'm not saying 100% legit, but the more honest, the more honoring your word and not as corrupt as those that are surrounding you.
I'm going to smile and throw my eyes back in my helmet, knowing exactly what the captain's like. They can't see me, so that doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, we are honest businessmen, and I think, what do you guys think? Because I think we can do this, but.
We should ask if they have any special needs as passengers and life support and all that, and I think we should probably, safeguard our ship as well from these guys.
Yeah. Well, you do have the security stuff in hand, but the captain says he's navigator. He would like to. Oh, he says, of course, with you at all times, with someone. He said, my crew can stay in the regular crew sections, but I would need to help you navigate and to the location once we definitely go. And then we have our suits and equipment that we need to pick up. So when you take off, he said, we'd have to stop at our ship. We'd also get some of the equipment we have. Our ship is on the edge of a cliff in a cavern, tucked off by a cave, but it's tucked off on a it's a curvature of a cliff where it's hidden and it's secluded. They landed there intentionally. The drives are a little shot, and for them to get that fixed, they need to get that fixed so they can move on. And they got things that they want to do. So it's just the three of them. Their ship is like a 100-ton vessel. It's a smaller vessel. They seem more almost like avian scouts or diplomats of some sort. You don't quite understand what they're doing here or what their deal is. I mean, and as avians, they're far away from home. But I mean, with FTL drives and cold sleep, people are everywhere. They can cold sleep and go wherever they want. You know what I mean? And just unlimited FTL. So it's on you guys.
Did they tell us what the other planet was? Where this?
Yeah.
Closer towards the sun.
It's in this system, but it's towards the main sun. It's a Mercury type.
Oh, I see. Okay.
The yellow sun, not the red dwarf. Oh, nice.
No, you're by the red dwarf right now. The yellow sun's fairly large, but you're going to be within 100 diameter, so you'll be moving at 1G. You can make one minor F. We'll say it's about 200. If I can pull that up. Oh,
interplanetary travel distance calculations.
It's 200 AUs away to that point. It's 200 AUs to that star. Remember, it's binary, but it's pretty spread out. So, but that would take you with a micro jump, that'd take you minutes. I don't know what that would come out to. I don't have the table in front of me.
Yeah. Well, if there's an abandoned base out there, we take these guys to pick up their part. We can probably, strip the copper out of the walls while we're there and make a pretty good profit.
9.6 minutes is what it will take you in a micro jump to get there. But you got to get 100 diameters off from this world. You have to do one micro jump to get there. But that's just to get to the 100 diameter point.
Yep.
From there, you got to go at regular speeds into the system further, and that's where you're at risk now because you can't kick on FTL. You don't know what's exactly there. And that you got to remember now, this area of the system is not regular traffic at any means. Most people jump to the primary world around the red dwarf because that's parched. Parched is the primary world.
Right.
So you're going into a different part of the system.
Yeah,
which is
pirates.
Yeah, well, there could be anything out there or nothing at all. But obviously there was something there. I don't know if it was a little mining outpost, but they're pretty certain that the part that they need for their ship, that they could fit it and make it work, is on one of those vessels based to all their computing, that they can get that part that they need to get their vessel up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully no one else has already stripped it out. But
yeah.
Well, I'm game. What about
You're
you
game?
guys? Yeah.
You are the captain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can overrule them, but I'm asking for their input anyway.
I'll just click on my thing and just go 10-4.
Alright.
That's an in.
Yeah.
And the rest of the crew works for you, so
yeah.
you'd have to wing that as you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in. You're in. You are taking the mission. So they say they're going to they don't even want to take you back to their ship right away till they get the component. They say they'll meet you in about 2 days. 2 days parch time, and a parch day is about 16 hours. So that would be about 32 hours. There's a night cycle that's around 8 hours, and then there is a day cycle that's about 8 hours. So in about 32 hours, they're going to meet you. And in the meantime, you've got a little bit of time in the port to kind of explore around or do what you want to do or check things out. So that's where you're at right now. There's the trading center too. You can see if you could dump those computer parts or if there's anything else that's worth anything that you could purchase.
Yeah, which character on this ship was our accountant type? I wrote up records of the ship.
I thought your guy was. I should have wrote all this down.
All I got is admin 0.
Yeah, same here.
Well, you got admin 0. I got to look through all of them. I don't even know. Bribery is also a bonus.
Yeah, but even without being the accountant on board ship, that's probably Glenn's favorite thing to do. Even without being the accountant, I know that we hauled the freight. We successfully dropped it because freight is what people order and what people want to get here. And but now we have 1 ton of computer parts, and I don't think these guys are ready for computer parts at all. I mean, their tech is low. They mine, they extract. That's just about it. We'll have to train them in the subtle philosophical ramifications of Pong.
I don't know.
So,
they may pay a premium price for computer parts around here.
Really? Yeah. Well, it's a toss-up. I mean, we got to talk to some trading factors guys who are trade moguls here and see if they can use this. Like, what was the tech level of the computer parts we have? It just says computer parts.
We're going to go with high tech, so they may have some value here. They're going to be, I'll say, tech level 12. So they're tight. They may have some value here. It's a poor world. I got to look at the table here. I'm going to pull up the table and I can't. Let me look at the trading.
Just while everyone's moving around, I'm just going to be keeping an eye out for things, just in case I notice anyone doing anything odd around us or trailing us or anything.
Do you have any streetwise or carousing or any skills like that offhand?
Sorry, I'm in the wrong place. Admin, no. Electronics, engineering, forward observer.
Well,
pilot. Blade, laser carbine.
You realize that you bought these ton of parts for 60,000 credits. Now I don't know how you did that, but computer parts are 150,000 base price.
Yeah.
So and it's a non-industrial world, so you would get a +3 to the roll. A +3 to the roll on your own. I don't think without a broker. Admin 0 would be good enough to administer a sale like that. So you get a +3 to whatever you roll to sell it here. So there is a demand for that ton of parts. Now, let's see. I'm looking through the characters. Calameros, you have streetwise. You have
0.
electronic computer. He's got streetwise. Calameros has streetwise 1. You got admin 0 is good enough to sell it. You just won't get the bonus. So you could use your admin 0 to sell it, Carlos.
Right.
What else with Jack Skyson and Stoney? Do you have admin?
No.
No, I don't.
Unfortunately not. Nothing
got
that can help.
0.
Huh? Well, you got enough to do
0. Yeah.
Make the roll.
All right.
Make your profit, Captain.
Make a roll. You're going to sell it no matter what. You can't back out once you make the agreement. So you're going to put it on the market and see what you can get. So we need a roll. Oh, who's rolling?
Yeah.
Pierre's rolling, right? Mantor's rolling.
+3.
Admin.
Oh,
+3 is 9.
Okay.
So you sold it for 120%. 120%. That's the base price, right?
Yep.
Is it
From the normal computer base price.
Yep.
So there's already money to be made. That's 150,000. You got it for 60,000. So what's 120%? It's another 20%. It's another 30,000 to that, right? So 180,000. You more than tripled your money because you guys got these parts for so cheap. So Pierre, you can add another 180,000 credits to your code right there. You guys you just banked on this. You're looking good financially. You're looking good enough to have some fun.
Yeah.
So you're at the trade center. You notice a group of guys. They're rough. I mean, they look goth in a way. That one of them's got a patch on his eye. He looks like Kurt Russell from Escape from New York. He looks almost identical to him. And he looks like he might have armor on underneath, like black leather on. And he bumps into the captain, pardon me, and it's like you could tell it's intentional.
I'll just tell the captain in his ear, check your pockets.
So the captain, what are you wearing, Captain? Are you wearing cloth? I'm imagining cloth armor, regular clothes. You're wearing your battle dress.
Hang on, I just got
combat armor. I'm gonna get combat armor.
You're wearing combat armor, yeah. Combat armor. You got combat armor, recloth, cloth. Okay. You don't notice anything missing, and then he turns around and he says, "Oh, are you that free trader over there?" And he kind of grins and he just smirks a little bit. He says, "That's a nice looking, clean little ship." And he turns around and walks. And then the other 2 thugs that are with them, actually 3 thugs, and these are some big Brutus looking guys. They're not wearing combat armor. They might be wearing jack or mesh. You can't really tell. They got big leather stuff on too, and they're definitely carried. One's got a shotgun on his back. One's got a blade on his side. The guy who bumped you, the Kurt Russell dude, he's definitely got 2 revolvers on. He's got 2 auto pistols on each side, and you could tell by the way they're anchored that he's probably pretty damn good with them. And then he just kind of walks off. So there's a lot of traffic there, and obviously, oh, by the way, good sell, because he's seen that you just sold those computer parts. So, I mean, your intuition's like, what the fuck's with this guy? You know, what is he doing?
Oh, and how does he know?
There's a
He
little
wasn't
bit
in
of
the trade
concern
center.
there. Yeah, there's a little bit of concern. So what are you going to do with that?
Well, when I get back to the ship, I'm going to check it all out that no one's frigged with it.
So as far as you can see, who's got electronics? You have
I certainly
electronics
do.
1.
I believe Verbal
2.
has electronic.
I've got electronics 1, engineering 2.
Okay, so basically you don't see anything wrong with the ship, but there is a camera that's on it, and you could plug in your electronic computer, and you could kind of like back through the cameras, which is you could plug into the security system. You kind of you need an electric skill just to do it, and you could back up the camera and see if anybody was in there or around your ship.
And was there?
What did we roll?
Oh,
What do we need to roll? I need an electronics roll to see if you can get it.
+1.
All right. I got a +2 though. So.
Okay, well you better
And
do
I'm
it.
Tony, you can't quite get it rolling. You're having an issue with plugging it in. Who else tried? Someone else grab it and do it?
Yeah,
There you go.
+2.
Mantar plugs it in, and he plugs it into his screen. Now, yeah, he plugs it into his screen, and on his screen, you guys see you're fast forwarding through it, and sure enough, you see Pliskin and his 3 guys. They're actually climbed up on the hull. They're sizing up your ship. They're looking at it from the outside. They didn't go inside, but they're looking at the turret. They're sizing up your ship. That Pliskin dude, and he's looking at underneath it, and they're tapping on parts of it. They're looking by the drive.
I'm still checking it out where I know he's made contact.
Oh boy.
Sneaky, oily guys.
All right.
Oily.
So they're probably hoping to follow us and get our ship. I wonder if we can find out what their ship is and sabotage it or something.
Well, I heard of this
Might
one
need
thing
to-
you can do is you can actually get them while they're climbing up out in the atmosphere to engage their jump drive, FTL drive, and that does the thing for you. Don't know how you
We've
do
done
it
that
though.
before, haven't we? Have we done that before?
You guys did. I've heard of it being done before, but I don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder how we did that.
Okay, so that's where you're at right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So this Pliskin person, is he still visible?
No, they were just there for a minute. They were sizing it up. They were actually. It looks like they even had a pocket computer or something like a smartphone where they were taking pictures and they were looking at it.
Oh, that's fine.
And
Yep.
yeah, they're sizing it up. I mean,
Yeah,
your
just-
intuition tells you like they want your ship or something. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
Either
they're
that or
really
to
sizing
distract us from something else, but that's all fine.
That's a possibility too. You never know
Yeah.
which way it
Yeah.
could go.
So if I've checked out the ship and I feel that it's okay, I'm going to report that back to the captain, and I don't think they physically...
I want you to do an engineering roll. You need to do an engineering roll. What's the other specialties? I want Pierre to do a sensors check too. You can go inside and check the sensors to see if there's anything. Stony, you can definitely tell everything's intact. There was no interest in going into the ship.
Mhm.
Sensor roll. I mean, did you do that?
I can do a sensor
Verbal?
roll for change. Yeah. Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Oh
Very
yeah,
good.
nothing. Everything is immaculate. You don't pick up anything at all except for you do notice you did pick up something. There's this clay molding underneath the ship, and it looks like it's a tracker. You didn't see them put it on the camera, but because you rolled so well, nobody else picked it up, but your electronic sensors, you ran a loop program, and sure enough, there is a tracking device. It looks like clay, and they molded it underneath to one of the corners of your ship by a vent near where the what do you call it? The fuel purifiers are the fuel vacuums to suck hydrogen up. Either is.
Scoops?
So you notice, the scoops near that portion of it where the vents are for those. It's tucked off in a corner, and it's something that it was difficult to find. But you found it, and sure enough, there's a little tracker device there. So now that you know where that is, you kind of have an edge on things. You could play something real well.
We've got real trouble, guys. If we need anyone to do any mechanical stuff, none of us have the skill.
Actually, I think I got one.
You got one?
Yeah, Verbal has 1 point in mechanical as well.
Cool. Because you're gonna have to get in.
And I'll use stats as a modifier sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I like to use the stat.
Cool.
I mean, I'm home ruling this a little. It's a little steep.
I'll go down with Carlos if he needs me to help him with anything. We'll just make sure he doesn't damage anything in the engineering while he's taking care of this little trackery thing.
And Stoney, you got mechanical 0.
No, only electronic and engineering.
No, your character, I got him in front of me. He's got mech 0. Computer 0. You got JOT 0.
Oh, 0. No,
you got
but
0.
Yeah, all the zeros here are -3s. I didn't put them down as anything. They're all -3s.
No, a 0 is an 8 or higher. You get no bonus. But a 0 is a straight roll.
I haven't earned that skill as a level 0. When I've done this, when it's a 0, it's actually a -3. I don't have the skill.
That's not how we do it, is it?
That's not how we do it. If you have a 0, you have some proficiency in the skill.
Yeah, I know. But when I generated my character, I haven't got mechanical skill. I just haven't adjusted my character sheet to show all the -3s, the non-skilled stuff.
Oh, I see.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at them.
Yeah, I've got to go through and do all the -3s and all the bits that I don't have.
The bio page listed as a 0.
Really?
You got a 0. If you have I'm looking at the guy written down here, and if you got a 0, it's an 8 or higher roll.
0.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Jot 0. Jot.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Jot 0 is pointless, though. I mean, what good is that? I don't know which way.
Wow. Jot 0. Okay, well, that's cool. So I can be there to help him if he needs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you we're gonna give you Jack of all trade 1, and we're gonna play that where, just like I said, we'll change that to a 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Okay. Yep, changed it. 0.
Yeah. Can you guys give me like I gotta take like think about what you're gonna do. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna have to take an intermission here.
Cool.
I gotta check on something. My wife is asking me about something.
Oh, good.
So I'm gonna pause you. I'll be right back. About 5 minutes.
Yep. Okay, so what I think we need to do is, once we've checked the vehicle out, the ship out, if we met with those folk at midday, then we'll actually be picking them up around about the rough equivalent of around about 8 o'clock at night tomorrow, if it's a 32 hours wait. If we got there earlier on, then it's sort of late afternoon, early evening.
Well, 32 hours is going to be the same local time of day as now, more or less.
No, well, yes, well, sorry, I beg your pardon. Well,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. Anyway,
got to adapt and think local, and then verbal starts verbalizing too much about how, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Now this troublesome trio trying to stick a tracker on my ship. I'm going to ask if it's got cameras. If it's got no cameras, we can try to launch it at high speed into the sun or something.
It's only a tracker.
I
would say put the tracker on another vehicle. Actually, put the tracker on some sort of maintenance vehicle that hangs around in these hangars.
No, it has to be something that flies off this rock and goes somewhere else. We'll have them
possibly, but if you put it on something that hangs around these hangars, it's where we roughly should be. So when we actually leave, they're not going to sight us.
Yeah, it depends on the resolution of the tracker. If they can tell it's moving around from one hangar to another, that would alert them.
That's true.
I'll try to test it to see if it's got cameras, to see if it's got fine, how much of a fine discrimination it's emitting.
Yeah,
Actually, Harry,
if it's high resolution, then we'd probably just want to sit it on the floor and leave it there, so they think we're still sitting in the hangar until they actually come in and look. Because they're probably waiting to see when it moves and leaves the hangar, and they can come chase us.
Alright.
yeah, good idea.
Yeah, but we should whatever we're gonna do should be like the last thing we do before we leave, so they don't have a whole lot of time to react to whatever it is we do.
So yep.
Presumably, they have a high-powered thug ship to try to catch up with us, but they won't know. They won't be able to track us anymore.
Yeah, if it's a non-spaceship, we don't know what it is, but if it's a spaceship, it's probably that thing that's opposite us somewhere. So we need to identify what that ship is and work out its capabilities. If that's going to be potentially our enemy.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah,
it's
or
some
maybe
sort of
we
atmospheric
can.
thing.
Maybe we can show this footage of the surveillance footage to the harbor master. We'll probably take a dim view of that sort of, security breach. I mean, there must. But the trouble is, this place is so small and disorganized. Despite the numbers, I thought maybe we wouldn't have much of a chance of selling the computer parts. It's too small, and the harbor master is probably some guy who's
on the take anyway. Got to remember the law.
Well, I noticed they didn't try to go into our ship, so they may have been very carefully skirting the law by not doing anything on the camera.
Well, it's a big steel bulkhead with computer code, and.
Excuse me, true.
My mother's measurements when she won the beauty contest in '78. It's a number no one can possibly know.
Okay, so are we just going to wait? Are we going to go actively, because we've got 2 days to search for this other crew? Are we going to search for them, or are we just going to sit still and then take off?
I'm worried about the 3 avian guys. I mean, they could be into piracy themselves, and they picked us out as being more honest. And what was all that buttering up about? They were buttering us up a bit.
Yeah, there's a possibility they may try a hijacking or something. But
so in these staterooms, we should, wherever we put them, and we've actually got staterooms for high people, not mid people. We should put in our own surveillance and see if we've got some sort of electronic or some program that can actually translate real time, so we can actually understand what they're talking about when we're observing them.
Yeah.
Hard to come by here. We might be dependent on what their translators say, and it's all on them if they've gone off into human space. It's all on them generally. But if we have a backup translation, that would be fun.
Yeah. So.
I'm thinking more about
whatever.
Yeah, might want to spend some of that profit in getting a translator for them and put into the ship. At least you can use it when you bump into some more avians.
Yeah, that would be a pretty good idea. We'll have to look into that and try to see if we can find out what Pliskin's ship is on the down low.
Right, so you want us to go in and do some study, yeah? That's cool, because I'm the one person they haven't seen. So I can walk in there with my cloth and my reflect, and I'll probably just take my blade. And I believe we have in our hold some sort of hand pistols. No, we don't. Great. No, we don't. Bugger. I should be able to acquire one anyway. I've got a tiny little bit of money. So I'm happy just to acquire a small hand pistol to protect me. I'll take my blade with me and try to find a small hand pistol. Then I'll go looking, because they've already seen your faces. I'll try to shimmy up to them and get in their good books or whatever. Then what do you think of that?
That sounds like a solid idea.
Okay, so I will. Yeah, I just want to see what my stats are. God.
I was trying to itemize any decisions we've reached.
Yeah. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to buy an automatic pistol. Put my cloth armor on and ordinary clothes, and I'll go in and just recce around. I'll be checking in every 15 minutes if you don't hear from me, and I'll give you my last location. And if you don't hear from me, that's where you go to and see if you can find me. Something else has happened. Yeah, I'll just wait for Gerry to get back so we can tell him this. What you might want to do is get one of the mercs from our team to tail me. So I don't know which one has the best.
Take a look.
Yeah.
Jug Corn is pretty formidable.
Okay, already.
He's got Carousing 3, which may help with the trying to find out information.
Cool. So he can do that, but sort of tail me, and I'll be trying to be the middleman, the meet in the middle guy, because they haven't seen my face, so they don't know me. So the only thing is, if they see me exit the ship outside of my armor, that's the only thing I can think of as the weak point. So you sure you've got all the cameras and you've got all the, well, the ones that are at least attached to the ship? I mean, there might be some more in the bay, for all we know, that they put in.
Well, I think the camera was.
It was on our ship.
It was on the part of the starport.
Yeah, the one that we looked at. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just
the starport
that's
camera we broke into.
No, that's all cool. I'll just, I don't know, wrap a scarf or something around me as I get out of the ship, and then go get lost in the crowd, and then take it off and shove the scarf somewhere and just carry on. If it helps, I don't know. But that's what I'll try anyway. I'll just wait for Gerry to get back and I'll tell him. Anything else? Unless you want me to do something else.
I think that's it. We gotta investigate the tracker. We gotta see about buying a translator for the birds, and try to figure out anything we can about the ship that those guys are in. Maybe consider.
All right, I'm back.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what I missed. I missed some conspiring, I'm assuming.
Yep. So I'm gonna leave the vessel in my normal gear without my combat armor on, with my cloth and my reflect. I'm going, and the blade. I'm gonna have a scarf around my face, so if they still are observing us, they might not see me. Go get lost in the crowd, drop the scarf, go try to find it, buy a hand automatic pistol, and then try to see if I can hunt these guys down and try to ingratiate myself, because they haven't seen my face, they don't know who I am. Also have one of our guys, Jug, I think. Jug is going to be trailing me, also using his carousing, just trying to see if he can find out any information about them as I go about trying to find them, and then trying to just see if I can find.
Jug is the guy to have along, Jug Combe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just Son's character in this game.
But he's trailing. He's not with me, but he's near me. And I said to them that I'll be checking in every 15 minutes with my last known location, so if I suddenly go off the map, at least they've got a starting point to where I was.
Okay, Jug is wearing a trench coat, and he has a rifle tucked behind it.
Cool.
He has his pistol on his side, and a blade on him. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's trailing behind you, and you're heading on into the area. The last place that you see the guy, the trade center, and of course at that bar.
So before I do that, I just want to get a auto pistol, which I should have no issue with in this place getting.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll just grab obviously the clip that comes with, and 2 other clips. So I just got three loads of stuff.
Okay.
Yep. Cool. So I'm going in, having a look, trying to find them. So I'm just going to wander around a bit outside, also look at the trade area, just sort of meander around as I'm going, just sort of speaking into my earpiece. And then I'll go have a look once I've got my gun and all that secured and I've checked out just sort of quickly that Jug is somewhere behind me. Head off into the tavern and have a quick look and see if they're in there. If they're not there, then I'll head off to look over by the other ship that you described.
Gerry, you still there? I heard like a phone ring. Maybe it was called away.
Oh, okay. All good. See, I told you it was going to be one of those sort of games. And I'm still in the other one, and the other two still haven't shown up, so they've obviously forgotten. Or got tracked or something.
That's going good for off-the-cuff stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
Just gotta know your pet sector. I don't think I'm at that point yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there anything you want to tell me as I'm sort of just walking around outside? Ooh, something. What was that?
Gerry lost his sound.
Yeah. Okay. So he wants 2 minutes.
All right.
Give him a minute. Give me a minute.
I'm still gonna sound out the harbor
minutes.
master. Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm still gonna. I'm still gonna talk to the harbor master about these 3 clowns who are scoping out our ship, and I don't expect much from a very tiny world.
Yeah.
I don't expect order and conscientiousness and all that highfalutin city stuff.
Have you got some
And he
grease
might
with
be
you?
Grease.
Money.
Yeah. Bribery.
The universal grease. Money.
We might get something done better.
If it comes to that would need somebody who's more streetwise than me. Maybe we should call in somebody else.
I think we've got our streetwise guy out on the street at the moment.
So I'm just involved because I'm just involved because I found the tracker, but somebody else looked at the footage of the surveillance video. So we got photos of these 3, and they might be well connected here. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, now we've got a bit of a problem. Oh no, there it is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Oh, I don't know what happened. My phone rang and it totally screwed everything up. And I couldn't answer it, and then I couldn't have sound after that. I'm talking to you guys through my phone. It just
your volume was fluttering just as the phone was ringing, and then the second time your volume seems to change.
And then I couldn't come back. I wouldn't be back on here, so I had to sign off and sign back in.
That's so cool.
And I don't know why.
So the plan is, Gerry, that we've actually gone in and we've killed everybody. No, joking.
No, I was listening. I didn't hear that.
Well, it's within the realm of possibility. You said this is only a population 3 world. I mean, again,
and it's a 1 law level. We'd get away with it.
Killing thousands. That's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a little Starport type of thing. It's a small world. There's not a lot of action going on. So you're wearing cloth armor then. You're not wearing the other thing. And we'll say that
cloth and reflect, just in case someone's got a bit of tech out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Carrying my blade, and I've bought an auto pistol, and I've got 2 extra clips of ammo with me.
No assault rifle though, just your blade and your auto pistol. Okay.
Yep, and Jug's behind me with his shotgun and his pistol.
No, he has got an auto rifle, not a shotgun. And the auto rifle is tucked on his back behind his trench coat. And he has his blade and his auto pistol holstered on his side. And he's a little bit of a step behind you. Now, where you were going?
So I meandered around a bit. I sort of stepped up and sort of spent a little bit of time just outside the trade thing, just seeing who was coming and going, if I could sight them in there.
Okay, this is towards the end of the day, and the trade center seems to be a little bit stale. There is not a lot going on.
Yep. Then I've gone over to gone towards the pub, just having a quick look in there, and if they're not there, I'm going to head over to roughly where the other ship you described was. But I'm trying the pub next, just to see, can I see them in there at all? And I'm
Okay,
reporting
'cause
all
it
this
is-
back to the ship. Sorry.
So do you got an earpiece in and Jug's
Yep.
behind you, or?
Yep. So he's connected to me, and we're both connected to the ship.
Okay, so you go back into the starport and you see into the pub,
Yep.
and the little hover dudes around. It's definitely lively because it's the end of the shift,
Okay,
and a lot
yep.
of people from the trade center are in the hub. It's quite crowded, and there's a lot of variety. So far you do see some rug thug types, but you haven't spotted them yet.
Okay, so my behavior at the moment is completely different. I'm just looking like I'm trying to fit in and quite a happy guy and chatty and all that sort of stuff. Trying to look completely different to how I behaved last time I was here. And I also behave like this is my first time I've been here.
Okay, and as you walk in, and as you walk in there, this chick with like a mohawk, spiky hair, but she's sort of hot. She kind of rubs up against you, and she goes, "Hi there, sailor. Is there anything you need? Anything you're looking for?"
She's
By the bar.
yeah. I said, yeah, there's a couple of
Anything
things.
I could help you with?
You might be able to. You might be able to. Come over here and get a drink. So I just put a couple of credits in the bar and ask her what she wants to drink, and I'll just get something relatively mild. Yep.
She definitely takes the free drink. It's sort of like seems to be her motto.
Of course,
You know what I mean?
Either she's working for the bar as a hooker and trying to get to buy expensive drinks from the patrons, or anyway, or she's a hooker, or something else, but don't matter. So I say to her, "So what's your name?"
My name is Sunshine, dearest.
Oh, Sunshine Dearest. Oh, that's a pretty name. How'd you come by Sunshine Dearest?
My name is Sunshine. You're the dearest. And then she sort of like puts her finger on your nose, and she's just flirting.
Okay. Oh, she says, "Well,"
and she's swirling her drink. And thank you very much.
Okay.
Is there anything? And she says, "Is there anything sincerely that you need or that I can help you with?" And you can tell that she's also, just from the way she says that. What's your intelligence? Give me an intelligence roll.
Hang on. I'm thinking I'm talking to an artificial
All right,
being here.
your intelligence.
It's
I'm
6.
looking at.
It's 6.
Yeah.
He's not the smartest tool.
No
okay.
bonus. I need a straight 2D roll. I'm not. You don't have to roll under intelligence. We just need a straight 2D roll. You can tell she's up to something, but you really can't read it because you're just a little under the line there.
That's so cool.
Either.
So I ask her, what does she do for a job here on the planet?
She goes, "Well, I'm into a variety of services.
So
Mostly
you're a service girl.
Entertainment and entrepreneurship," she says.
Right. I say, awesome.
And
I think it's great that you're, great for womanhood that you're, so business orientated. I would say probably.
So where's Jug now? Is Jug coming in, or what are we going to do with him?
He's somewhere in the bar, keeping an eye on me. Yeah, he'll just be. He won't be a text.
You guys have have an earpiece where you can sort of communicate to each other.
Yeah.
Okay, he has an earpiece, so you can hear him and he can hear you.
Pretty much.
And he says to you, "What's Jug's? Jug's got carousing 3.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna roll 2D for Jug. I'll let you roll for him. Roll a 2D intelligence. 5 plus 3 is 8. Jug tells you, dude, she's more than just what you're thinking she possibly is. There's possibility that she knows more what's going on."
I just sort of like
you give me a heads up, I could come up and give you a hand with talking to her if you want, he says to you. You could hear that through the mouthpiece.
Yeah. So no, I just keep on talking for a little bit. And I just say, just probably know your way around this port very well. You seem to be a knowledgeable young lady. So
I
just wondering, when did that other ship pull in?
Well, there's probably about 14 ships. There's probably about 14 ships here right now.
Okay, so
So I don't know
I
which.
described the one that you described to us.
Oh, the roughneck kind, huh?
Uh-huh.
What are you inquiring for? Are you looking for a job? Are you looking for
Well, I just
um
saw it there. It's kind of made me impressed, and I thought, well, if I could get a job on there, that'd be really good. They look like they're set up well.
ah, so you're looking for work, not
Mm-hmm.
entertainment.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
but
too bad.
I'm willing to pay for any information that you might be able to give me. So, and
Hmm.
your presence is enough entertainment,
Mhm.
which I'm willing to pay for.
Well, that sounds inspiring.
Hmm.
How about it? And she noticed her drink's gone. Could we start with another one of these? And she swirls the drink
Cool.
around.
So I say two for the lady, please. One when she's finished the next one.
Oh, two. All right, sailor. I'm game for that. What kind of information do you need? I'd
Just
say
anything that could get me a good inroad. If you know these people at all, I don't know if you do. Are they regulars?
uh well, they're not really regulars, but they hit this part. They're also entrepreneurs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're motivated by their own will. He says a 50 to I'd say if you could and she doesn't say an amount, but if you could a few credits, I could get you a prompt meat, if you're interested. If and she kind of waves
Well,
like her
yeah,
money, like
yeah. So I say thank
sorry.
you very much. I'm planning to meet with them. I just wanted to know if there's any information that might be helpful for me getting a job with them. That's all. So um, it sounds like because I mean I'm a bit knowledgeable. I don't want to waste your time by telling you about my specialities in engineering and stuff. But I'm thinking of getting an engineering job, and if not that, then perhaps a bit of muscle. But do they have enough muscle on that ship? Do you think? Do you know?
Oh, they have all the muscle they need.
Okay,
Yeah,
right,
they're
yeah,
well equipped and they're well experienced.
right.
Oh, and they're sharp shooters too.
Oh, well, I guess I'd feel safe on that ship. Um, is there anything you think
As
I
long as
should?
you're on the other side of the scope of the turret, you're on the inside of the turret, I would say you'd be pretty safe.
Oh, excellent.
On the
Um,
outside, that's questionable. She
right,
smirks.
right. Um, and I just sort of slide over 10 credits, and I'm saying I'm thanking you very much for your information. If it does lead to a job, I would like to entertain the idea of coming back and perhaps sampling some of your other skills.
She writes, she says, hey, thank you very much. Did you see her write a little note on a napkin and she
Yeah.
hands you the note?
Okay, and it
And then
says,
Jug is off to the distance. He's sizing the thing up. And then he says, straight ahead to your right, 3 o'clock.
I'll quickly I'll move the thing like I'm trying to find better light and sort of line it up with that person and just quickly look over the top of the note
Okay,
and just take
and
a quick
the
glance.
note gives you a drawing to a little building,
Yeah,
to a store. It's across the way, and there's a side door in the back, and it shows you a drawing that to go through a side door like a hallway, and then there's a back room. And
okay.
she says, knock here, knock on the door here. And then you look up, and you notice one of the thug guys. You see one of the thug guys that was with Pliskin. He's a big, browly, Brutus-looking
Mm-hmm.
guy,
Mm-hmm.
human. And yeah, he's just all brute. And he's like manhandling a business type of guy in the corner. He's got him by the neck. He says, and you can't hear exactly what he's saying, but it looks like some kind of dispute,
Okay.
money or financial. We don't know what, but he's like looked like almost rough handling this guy in the corner.
Okay.
And the guy's like got his hands up. The guy's more businessy and kind of wimpy,
Yeah.
and he's like, I said, you could just see from the gesture, he looks like he's strong arming him for some
Right,
reason, but
okay.
you can't quite make it out from that
So
distance.
I'll say a very
But
quick goodbye to this lovely Lady Sunshine. As I'm
yeah,
moving out, I give Jug the down low on the guy. That's the if you're gonna hit anybody, that's the guy you can hit. I give him a description of where I'm going and how to get there. While they've got one less with them, if that's who I'm going to see.
Jug says, well, if you're going across the way, so you can talk to, you're away from her, and you can actually
Yeah,
just
I'm
kind
talking
of
on
talk
via
to
the
yourself.
yeah.
Yeah, and without anyone really noticing. Jug says to you, he says, I could stay back from based on what you're telling me. The place you're going is just across the way. I can size him up and keep an eye on him, and you can call me or holler, or explain what you're seeing if you go over there.
I will do. But what I thought you might want to do is entertain the gentleman and keep him away from where I'm going. One less guy for me
I'll
to
keep
deal
an eye.
with.
He says I can work on that.
Good.
I'll keep an eye on him. I'm gonna work my way to the bar where he is and see if I could overhear anything and see
Right.
exactly
Okay.
what's going on.
So I head out straight away.
You head out straight away, and sure enough, across the aisle, the mall-like area from the bar,
Yep.
there seems to be like it looks sort of like apartment units or rentals, even temporary rentals, like sort of like a hotel or flop
Yep.
house type of
Yep.
thing.
Yep.
And with little cubicles or one-bedroom apartments where people decide to stay longer, stay within the.
Right.
I mean, because it's not just a starport; it's also like a town, starport town.
Yep. Yep.
Anyway, so there's the hallway, just as you said, and there's the
So
directions on the napkin.
follow
Takes
the-
you up a little bit of a set of stairs
Yep. And
to a platform.
as I'm doing this, I'm also telling Jug where I am, as well as the people on the ship, so they know that
Okay.
what I've said to him. He knows that, and people at the ship also get rough idea of where I am.
So there's the door to knock on now, and you could hear some rumbling behind the door.
Okay, so I'm going to just tell the ship that I'm going to knock on the door, and I'm going to leave the channel open. If they might not hear much, they might hear shotguns, I don't know. But just be ready to react with however you think you need to, and bang, bang, bang.
So do you knock on the door hard or light, or how do you knock on it?
Not bash, 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 but solidly.
Is Jug near
Okay.
Stony?
You can hear them talking, but all of a sudden it
He's
gets
back.
silent. They're unresponsive. What are you going to do? Knock again? Are you going to wait? Or there's no response yet.
Okay, I'll give it one more knock, and this time I'll say something like, just come to talk about a job.
As you knock, 1 second. We'll be right there. The door sort of cracks slightly.
Yep, I'll just stand there, not
You
nonplussed.
see the eye, and it's that Pliskin guy's eye, because you can
Right.
see the patch across the little crack in the door. At the same time, you look down and notice it looks like a shotgun barrel
Mhm.
that's also cracked through the door.
Right.
And then the door opens all the way, and the shotgun drops down. And all of a sudden, this Pliskin guy goes, so what do we have here?
Okay, so
Yeah, may I
while
help
they're
you?
opening the door, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take out my earpiece and just sort of chuck it in the corner near the doorway where perhaps no one can see it, because I don't want them to find that on me.
Okay, so you did that as he's opened the door. You
Yeah.
chucked it down in a corner.
Yeah.
He says, well, come on in. He says, no, what do we have here?
I guess as well,
Right,
I'm looking for a job. A lovely lady Sunshine said
You're
that
look.
you might be that. Well, I might have got the wrong guy. It looks like you're the right guy, given the fact that you know how to take care of yourself. I try to butter him up with appealing to
Sunshine,
his
eh?
ego.
So Sunshine directed you here. Where
Well,
are you coming from? He asked.
I came in on, and I would probably know the name of some other freighters that came by. If I've been around the trade center, I would have picked up somebody. I'm just going to throw a name. And say,
Okay, what are your skills again? You're going to have to do, I'm going to see if you can pull this off. You're going to have
yeah,
to do a roll.
I don't have any interaction skills.
Do you have Streetwise?
No interaction skills.
Uh,
That's I don't mind.
all right. Okay, you're gonna have to do another intelligence roll, a straight intelligence roll. So you're gonna try to tell him. He looks a little bit skeptical. What ship again did you say you were with?
I'll repeat the name, and I just stand my ground.
Okay, roll again. One more time.
Okay. If I remember the ship, where the system it came from before coming into the system, I would assume, and I might be wrong, so you can tell me I'm wrong, that sort of information would have been at the trade center. I'll try to hook that up.
You're naming off a random trader freighter.
Yeah,
that you
just off
saw
a
at the
screen
trade
I
center.
saw, and it came from this system.
Yeah. Okay. He said, "Oh, that didn't sound right the way you said that." He says, "Man, yeah, okay, that freighter did come in. We keep an eye on all the ships around here.
Yeah, well,
They
just
tend to interest us from time to time. Some are more special than others." And he smirks, he giggles. Come on in.
Okay,
Come on
right.
in.
I just holster in and I say, just so you know, because I don't want to be involved in any sort of body modification like holes. I've got a blade over here, and I've got an auto pistol over there. Just saying.
Well, we all got guns. We're not planning on shooting you here. If we're going to kill you, we'll kill you. But I'm not planning on killing you right
just
now.
want to be open
talking.
about that. I'm just looking for a job. I don't know, but I'm a Navy guy credited up to, and I just sort of give them all the sort of flash things about engineering and stuff. And so I was wondering if you were, because I had my eye on blah 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 ship, and I just, how I was talking to Sunshine, she said led me to believe that you guys were from that ship and that this is the place to go for a job if I want one.
Well, come on in and sit down at my table. I don't talk over an open door. I like to talk at the table.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was inside. But okay, yep, no, go there. Yep, boom.
So you sit down, and there's the other thugs are in there, and there's some, kind of sleazy women that are hanging on one of them and pulling them into the other room, and the other thug is standing off to the side by the counter by the kitchen, and he's looking down, and Pliskin sits on the one side of the table where his back is facing that guy. Both of them are facing you, and you're at the other end of the table. He says, "Sit down right here." He says, "So you came on this ship, hey?"
Mm-hmm.
He says, "We're looking at you. What are your skills exactly?"
So I rattle off all my engineering skills again.
He says, "You also have some gun skills, I assume."
Just a little. Enough to keep me safe.
You're familiar with some weapons then.
Mm-hmm.
And electronics, and you do have a little bit of piloting.
Yep.
So you rattled off your skills to him. So, well, we could always use a guy like you. How are you in dismantling drives? Can you take drives apart?
Blindfold me and I'll show you what I can do. So that's what they're seeing. If that helps.
We do a lot of salvage work sometimes.
Okay.
We end up salvaging out ships a lot of times.
Salvage is easy. Pull them apart, put them together. That's what I do.
Well, why don't you meet me tomorrow at noon, Parch time, and we'll talk about it then.
Alrighty.
So that's about it. Well, then we'll see you later then.
Okay, come back here, I ask.
Yeah, come back here at noon.
Okay.
And we'll talk about it then. We may have room for someone like you. We could always use an extra hand tearing apart drives.
Okay.
And ships. No, in fact, we may have one we need to tear apart real soon. He says.
Yeah, I just say my hands are ready.
A little spacing and a little bit of work.
Radio.
So okay, he closes. So you're about ready to leave. He closes the door, and you're outside. You can see your piece.
I wait for a few seconds till I think I'm not watching anything, and then I'll reach down and get my ear thing, and then just walk off without putting in anything. And by the time I've gone down the stairs and around a bit, I'll put it back in. Report back to the group and say, so basically I'm going to be spending a night here in the flop house opposite the bar. I don't want to come back to the ship in case it gives them any lead.
Okay, give me a 2D plus 1 dexterity roll.
2d6 plus 1, 12.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
No
I've got 11
problem.
dexterity. Sorry, I've got an 11 dexterity.
Yeah, I know. Actually no. You got a 9 dexterity.
9? I thought it was 11.
Oh, you got a 9 endurance. You're right. You have 11 dexterity. That's right.
Yeah.
Which is still So you're good. You're good.
Mhm.
Good. No problem at all.
So
Look. Yeah, I got your character up.
so I'll just go up to the flop house, get a room for the night, and then I'll go find some fast food, buy that, and take it back and sit down in the room and just talk through the earpiece if anyone wants to talk with me. Otherwise, I'll just say, okay, I'll sign off and I'll tell you what happens in the morning, unless there's something
Okay,
else
what
you want me
happens
to do.
is what's his name? Justin's character. What's his
Jug.
name? Colm. Jug is concerned. He says, we might have an issue here. Do you think in the meantime they could check the transcripts on that ship you were on? And there's a chance that you weren't on that ship. And if they figure that out, they're going to think you're.
That's when I'll tell them I smuggled myself in.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't really have to do the meeting. We just needed some info on the ship and where it was. Though getting into their crew would mean we could sabotage them.
Well, but that means you don't have your engineer on your ship. I've just left it open in case we want me to go to the meeting or not.
Mm-hmm. We got a couple other things we got to do before we can decide on that. We need to investigate that tracker, and we need to see about picking up the translator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know if Gerry heard, but we had some other possible projects other than Steve's reconnaissance.
Yeah.
There you go.
Or
okay, I don't know exactly what you had going on, but you're also now. It's been about, what did we say it was going to be 2 days? So you're coming up on another day, and your avians are going to be coming pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So they should be back with the gear that they need, and they're going to be ready for this other mission that you're going to be going on.
This was all done that day that we met the avians, but they
and also
do
now I'm
something
curious.
else as well.
Did you guys temporarily just leave that transponder where it is, and maybe move it later or make a plan with it?
We planned not to do anything with it until first we could examine it thoroughly, and then we were going to decide what to do, and then do it right before we get ready to leave. But we want to do some investigation into how high resolution it is, because that will affect what we do with it.
Yeah, well, not resolution, but how sensitive it is to movement. Yeah. So if we move it an inch, do they know it's an inch?
Yeah,
like that. And we also
they would. I mean, well, you got sense. Give me a sensor roll. You could tell pretty much right away.
I think
you already gave me a good roll. You can move it a little bit without it being noticed. You could actually do Pierre. You could attach it to a missile and launch it in another direction. You could now the fact that you guys know it's there. Now, Pierre, your brain is thinking of this stuff as it goes. And as an engineer, Stoney would be thinking about it too, even though he doesn't have that level of electronics. He does have electronic skills. The fact that you guys know it's there gives you an edge on them, because you kind of have an idea what their strategy is. They're going to try to track you.
We thought just to drop it on the landing pad as we're actually leaving, and they'll think that we're still there for a day or two.
Or you could also attach it to a dummy missile. And when you take off, launch it in another direction. Or you could use it to try to lure them into a trap and play a boomerang on them, too. So, I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities and things you can do. So I'm giving you a little bit of the rest input more than I can, but use your skills to consider all of those things accordingly. And in the meantime, now, the avians are going to be back on the afternoon of the morning of the noon that you're going to meet them. So it would be more like towards the night end of that day.
Yeah, well,
so there's only a few hours back.
Yeah, Pierre still wants to do something with the Harbour Master, I think.
One thing we discussed was to try to get an independent program that can translate avian, so we're not reliant on their little communication devices, and we can probably hear what they say when they're by themselves.
Oh, that's easy enough to do. You can do that. You can do that with a headset, and you can transfer that from your library data on your system.
Cool.
And you can transfer that into a headset system where you'll hear, and you can you could just wear a simple headset plugged into your pocket computer.
Oh, really?
It'll work fine. But
So
you
we
have
don't have to buy.
the,
We don't have to buy any special translator gear.
no, let's say that you just need a headset with your pocket computer, and you're going to need to do a download. Who's got computer skill?
No.
And download that into the.
See,
I got a 1.
Captain
You
has
got
one.
it then, matey.
What's your intelligence, Pierre?
Let's see. There's been, of course, months. 8. That's no bonus.
Okay. Well, give me a simple computer roll. Give me it's a difficult but standard task. So let's see if you can do it quickly, or if you're going to have to mess with it some more. Otherwise, if you can't, you have issues. You're going to have to play with that. You're just going to have to deal with their system, with their
Okay.
translators.
It's just I thought we'd have a certain edge. Not a good roll.
Yeah,
Wow.
actually, you can do it, but you're just having difficulties. It's sort of like your computer a minute ago. They weren't set right. Doesn't seem like you could do it right. But it might take you hours to do it. You know, right now you don't know if you have the time to dedicate to that, especially considering all the other stuff you got going on. And intuitively, there's also Jug comes back. He says, "I got a strong concern for this situation. I think we need to try to cook the books on this ship if we can. Is there any way we could try to hack into the mainframe?" He stops you in what you're doing with the things, and Jug says to you, and put Stoney's name on the register for that ship. Is there a way you could do that? He's asking you. Is there anybody else on the ship?
If I'm listening to this, I'm going to remind Jug, I didn't give them a name. They won't know. And my cover story is going to be, I was a stowaway.
Well, these guys
Yeah. So,
Okay, we'll see how that works out for you.
yeah, might not
You were-
work out. And that's even if I go to that second meeting, the group might decide, nah, that's it. We've got enough info. Let's go. Because we've still got Pierre's idea to talk to the person in charge of the port.
Yeah, I thought that there might be. Well, I thought that there might be some kind of harbor master who'd be interested in the fact that these 3 guys were sniffing around our ship, but he could be corrupt. He could be in on it. It's a small place. It could not be very efficient anyway. So I was mulling around the idea of showing this activity to the harbor master guy, or he could be just an old.
Have you guys, anybody thought about maybe stopping by and visiting Sunshine and talking to her a little more? Have you thought about that, Stoney?
No. But basically I'm waiting for the crew to tell me their thoughts and their next step. Basically, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't want to go out and create more issues while I'm pretty sweet at the moment. I know I'm by myself, and I suddenly realise now that Jar is back in the ship, so I want to keep somewhere safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jug went back to the ship for now, just to crash out for a while. But he's coming back to the bar. He's trying to stay in eyesight of you with his earpiece on. He's concerned.
Cool. Yeah, that's cool. I don't mind. If the group want me to go out, I'm happy to do that. But if I don't have to, I just want to be safe. Just away from.
So
the
there's
ship.
also concern. There's also concern that I don't know what you're going to do, because they're going to need you, because they're going to want to take off soon. So maybe you might want to abandon this idea.
So just not sure what the group want. All I know is tomorrow I can meet, if I want to. I can meet at noon at that place tomorrow.
There's enough time to meet them. And they're actually there's a note on your door to meet at the bar. There's a back room in the bar. Don't meet at the same place. So they want to meet you at the bar.
Okay,
I
so
don't
they
really
kept
care
a tab
so
on me.
much,
That worries me.
Yeah.
They've kept a tab on me. I'm telling the group. They know where I'm staying. If I'm coming back to the ship, I want our boys like spaced out along the way so that I could at least got someone from our ship to get me back. Because
so you're on your way back to the Venetian with.
No. I'm saying if the group want me back, what they need to do is set up the Merc boys sort of in a chain, sort of in a line, so that I've got people with me if anything goes bad. because my
Okay,
team know
okay.
exactly who I am, so they're going to protect me
Okay,
as best they
Cowboy
can.
Jones and Jack Skyson and Jug, then they're all out and about, and they're around the bar and they're around the port, and they're all kind of having a half eye on you. And Jug says, I've got a feeling I think we should just abandon ship. He says that thug guy that I was watching, they've been watching you. And they've also, he says, based on my carousing ability, they've also had a guy watching our ship also. So to
Right.
get you back to the ship under radar
Yep.
is going to be a question within itself.
No.
And now you've already profiled them, and now they're profiling you. Because don't think they haven't been profiled before. So he says, based on his, so he says, you kind of got yourself in a pinch middle.
Yeah.
He said, one of the things that you can do, he says, is, do you want to come back to the ship? Do you want to meet us? Do you want to keep pursuing these guys? He's asking you where you're at. Jug's asking you.
Right. Well, I think the best thing to do would for me to, if I'm going to go back to the ship, and if the captain doesn't want me back here anymore, doesn't want me out anymore, then you guys meet me at the bar, and then we'll go off on what looks like a bit of a carousing effort, generally heading back towards the ship.
So you're still at that
Clubhouse.
that place,
Across
that
the way.
little room. You hear a rattle on the door, pound, pound,
Okay,
pound.
I seem to have company, guys. We might want to get here a lot quicker. And
okay, so what do?
There's a bang bang bang. I've grabbed my gear and I moved over into the fresher.
Okay. The door goes down. You hear the door break down.
Yeah.
Boom. So now what do? You're in the fresher at the moment.
I'm staying there for a moment. They're going to come to me. I've got my gun ready if I need to have my gun ready and my blade ready.
Which gun do you have ready?
I've only got an auto pistol, but it's ready.
Okay. So you're ready. You see a guy with it looks like one guy with a bat. He's coming in. And he also has it also looks like he has a shotgun or something, or some sort of rifle, smaller butt-headed rifle.
Yeah.
And he smashes down, and he's looking for you.
Exactly. So as he's looking for me,
and then he's looking for somebody in this room. He's looking around, and he smashed the door in. It's just this one guy.
Hopefully it's only one guy, but as he smashes the door and he's looking in the room, I guess I'm going to have to entertain him with a little bit of combat, because I don't have any diffusing skills of a social nature. So
yeah, I don't think. So so what do you have with you right now? You're wearing cloth
armor, reflect, auto pistol, and a blade. So I am going to hopefully surprise them. So we're going to have to roll for surprise because I'm hiding. So.
Okay, this would be roughly medium range, and you can crack the door and see him. The door is cracked, and you see him. So right now you have the advantage. You naturally have surprise. He came in. You heard him. You prepared before he came in.
Yep.
You have a chance to take a shot at him.
I'm taking a shot at him. Yep, taking a shot at him.
Okay,
and
so you're going to aim your pistol.
No,
and you are behind.
Yeah, I've already got a, if I'm using the modifiers for my dex, I've got a 10 or plus is a plus DM for auto pistol.
It's a +1 then, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, something like that. I'm just trying to find the combat table.
I got the combat table in front of me.
Sweet. Okay. So, here we go then.
You have a plus... yeah.
So
body pistol's a +1 at 11.
+1 because I've already got surprise, and hopefully that's going to be something.
2d6. You have pistol skill, right?
No. 0.
No. You have 0, so you get a +1 to your roll.
Yep.
Yeah, from where you're at.
Yep. Here we go.
And I gotta get back to.
It's good if I put the R in this.
Well, where are you at? Is that you right there? You just rolled the 6?
No, I rolled nothing. Yeah. Yeah, no, that was Pierre.
Okay, you gotta roll 2d +1. Roll 2d +1. 10. Oh, you did hit him.
Bam. Yep.
Let's see. A 10 medium range.
Auto
Say
pistol.
+1.
Where's the auto pistol? 3D.
Auto pistol at medium range. +2 for that. What type of armor does he have? Wait a minute. Oh. Yeah, it's definitely a hit.
Cool.
Roll 3D damage. Roll 3D damage.
For God's sake, if I can just get this thing right. There we go.
Yeah.
12.
Definitely a hit. 12. Oh, I'm gonna do a Dexter. He drops.
Cool.
He drops
Cool.
to the ground immediately, so he's unconscious.
Ready
So
up?
he drops.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's another guy coming up the stairs.
Yeah.
This guy's got he's got a pistol or a revolver. He's a thug-looking guy, and
Hey.
he's coming up the stairs in your direction also. But you have the edge because you're peeking out and you see him, so you have another chance to shoot before he can shoot.
Okie dokie. I'll be using anything I can. +1. So shoot at him.
Same thing. Bam. Roll another 3D.
And I have told the group this is happening.
Yeah.
Oh, they know it's happening now,
Yeah.
but they're not available to get there. And that's
Yeah.
another. Oh yeah, he's
Rounds and rounds.
he's hurt, but he has a chance to take a
Yep.
shot at you, and he's going to do that right now.
Awesome.
Oh boy.
I am just going to roll a straight 2d6. I'm not
No,
telling you
yeah.
what the modifiers
No,
are,
that's cool.
but you,
All this.
Who knows?
If I can
I just
get
need to
to
know what my
Ah.
endurance is. 9. That's what
why is my computer shitty? Oh my god, my computer or my mouse is just not working right.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Hold on, I just exited accidentally.
That's
Wasn't
alright.
trying to. Let me get back in there.
It's all sweet.
My god, it just like wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm actually. I was just saying before you came on, Gerry. I'm looking at different virtual tabletops. I'm thinking of moving off Roll20.
Is roll 20 choking or
It's,
what?
yeah, it's as it's become more popular. It's yeah. They haven't. They'll get to a point where it'll fall over.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm just investigating them.
All right, I'm launching back on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's too bad actually, because it does work. I don't know it as well as you, so.
It does.
But anyway,
good
I'm
job.
rolling on now again.
Also, okay, cool. You're up.
It doesn't. Fuck, I'm clicking on shit. Okay, there we go.
So what is he shooting at me with?
A pistol.
What is he shooting at you with? Yeah, he's shooting at you with a revolver.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay, and I'm gonna roll. I'm getting a die roller ready. I'm sorry, but I had to reboot back
Yeah,
on.
no,
So
that's so cool.
what did I roll?
6. Yes.
I rolled a
this is
6. And you're wearing what kind of armor?
cloth.
Cloth. You got a +1. You're wearing cloth is a -5. No, he totally misses. Actually, it ricochets off your shoulder, but it doesn't even go near the flesh. It's not even an impact.
Awesome.
So he would have been close.
Yep.
But because you hit him, he was off pace. So now you have another chance to shoot at him again.
I'm gonna return fire. I just want to know, in my room, do I have like a thin frame chair or something that's relatively light to throw, but big?
You do, but you don't have the time to go back and grab it right now. He would have a chance to take another shot at you if you don't
that's
pop
cool,
off the shot right now.
I'm gonna do that.
But definitely, there is a big stool right,
Yeah.
almost within arm's reach. It's a
Yeah.
heavy stool by like
That's
a little
cool.
kitchenette.
So
bar
what I'm gonna
that you could
do is
grab.
I'm gonna pop off the shot. Hopefully it hits him. I'm gonna grab something, and if he falls down, I'm leaving, and I'm gonna chuck it at the next person who tries to do anything at me. Anyway, here's my attack roll, and this time probably I'm gonna miss this time.
8 plus. Let me look at the stats again. Okay, you have an 8 with that hit. This guy. Auto pistol, and this is like medium range again. Hold on, I'm looking. That's a +1. 2. -4 is 9. Actually, 9. You miss.
Yep.
You miss by a hair.
Yeah.
You miss by a hair because of the range and because of the armor he has on. So that creates a little bit of a. Was I looking at the right category? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
So that creates a little bit of an issue there. So you miss slightly. It misses. He gets a chance to shoot, but he's going to take another shot at you. I'm hitting the button, but it won't roll. It's not fucking responding. There we go. The first roll is a 4. Forget the 12.
Yay.
I rolled twice. So yeah, he missed his stool. You have a chance now. You could grab that stool and throw it directly at him.
I'm going to grab the stool, and I'm happy to take a penalty at the shot if I have to. As I'm tossing the stool at him because he's come up some stairs.
You're going to shoot too?
And I'm going to chuck it at him. I don't care if it hits him, it's just a distraction. And I'm going to shoot at him.
Okay.
So, just see if that... So, what's my penalty for trying to do all that at once?
Just roll one. We'll see how it turns out. I'll look it over.
I won't add a 1.
We'll give you a -1 to that.
Okay.
And then we'll do the armor, so it's a straight 8 or higher.
Nah, miss. But I am in the corridor, closing on him. He would have to be at least 6 meters away, so I'm probably up at melee range by now.
Okay, you miss with the bullet, but the chair does hit him and knocks him back.
Okay.
And he falls down.
Cool.
And he suffers a couple more points of damage, but it's enough to delay him, where now you can get to short range. You can hobble down the stairs, get to short range, and you can get a direct, straight, clean shot at him. So you have a good short aim. You could take him out. If you jump down the stair, if you get yourself into short range and just take them out.
I'm not gonna be nice. They're trying to kill me, so I'm gonna take them out if I can.
All I need is a straight 2d6 or higher, and you hit them, and you get your +1.
Nope.
Oh, +1 is 5. Somehow you miss.
Yep. I'm just trying to get the hell out of there.
He's a little razzled, but now he's at short range, and one more shot. You can take a second shot. I need a 2d8 or higher. 2d8 +1. You get one more shot. Otherwise, he's going to shoot you at close range.
That's so cool.
Yeah, this time it's a hit. Now the area is clear, and Chrome's there, and you got a clear shot. There's a couple of guys there's people that are around, and they heard the shot, so you can head back towards the Venetian Wind now.
Okay, I'm booting it as fast as I can.
Okay, you're headed there. Now you're in a busy area, and you do notice that Pliskin guy's got an eye on you.
Oh yeah.
You see him off to the side, and now this is kind of a more public area because you're by the trade center and by the hallways, so there's a little bit of security. And he goes, people that want. All of a sudden, you hear this thing say, "People who want jobs don't wear earpieces and are constantly talking to themselves." You hear that as this guy walks past you. Not even familiar with.
That's so cool.
So we got our eye on you.
So I'm gonna, as I'm moving past towards the Pliskin guy, I'm gonna yell out, "He's giving away free money!" Pointing over to him and just booting it, and see if that has any result. I might get 1 or 2 people who think it might be real, or they might just pass me off as some loony. Who knows?
Okay.
I don't think it'll work. People know that he doesn't have money. They know each other here.
They look at you like they're loony, and he laughs.
Yep.
And that's it.
I give him a shrug as I carry on forward. I've got a gun in my hand. If he's going to shoot, I'm going to shoot back. But I don't want to shoot in the crowd.
Shoot. There's too many people around. You're in a busy area now. Yeah. You're not up in the building.
Yep.
So you're away from that, and you're on your way back to the Venetian Wind.
Yep.
And you get back to the Venetian Wind now. The rest of the crew's there. Nobody followed you. Jug tells you that you're in the clear right now.
Mm-hmm. I'll believe that when I'm inside the hull and the door's closed.
You're inside the hole.
Yep.
The avians, the 3 avians and Tatara are there. Tatara, the leader, and his 2 crew members are at the base, and they're loading up their equipment. They have something. You notice that, man, these guys have looks like they got plasma guns, plasma gun man portables,
Mhm.
designed for their bodies,
Yep.
their version of it, and they also have some high end like avian combat armor. It's not something you've never seen. And they said, in case we have issues, we're bringing this. He says to the captain, his captain, you can store it in your ship's locker. We won't need them. We're on your side. We're a part of your crew now. And so Pierre, you were too busy looking at the manuscripts. You could take another attempt at making those translators work.
The manuscripts? What
Yeah.
what manuscripts?
Oh, you were looking at you were disturbed and distracted with the possibility of hacking the manuscripts and other issues, and you
Manifold.
failed at your first.
Manifold?
Yeah, that's what I meant. But you
Or
failed
the
at your
crew.
first attempt to make the
Oh,
translator.
the crew.
So-
You mean the crew
Manifest.
manifest?
Manifest.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah,
Manifest. Sorry.
That's what I meant.
Manifest.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
I
Was
meant.
it
So you could
manifold?
take
That's
another
right.
stab now at redoing your pocket computer headsets, so you have your own communication.
That would be good. Re-rolling computer again. And
Yeah,
it
plus-
is-
+1, is it?
yeah, that's all.
What's your
Still
intelligence?
No. Gomp.
8. Not,
Because you're trying to do it on the
Not quite
gomp,
there.
not the comp, mate.
I think I'm getting some sort of maybe old information, new information, or where the Google Translator doesn't work very well, and it's like greetings. I'm very happy to meet you.
It's like using Windows on a Linux machine. It just sucks. It's sort of like wine, trying to
It's
make
wine,
wine work.
yeah.
It's just
Wine.
bottlenecking. Something's not right, but you're close, and
Yeah.
it just pisses you off. So for the meantime, you got to depend on their translators, and maybe
Well,
have to do
the
a little
library
more.
data. You say I just need current library data and try to adapt it and work out if it's a program or something. I'll have the whole jump trip to try to work it out if in secret. It's just that we need an edge in case they're talking amongst themselves and they don't share it with us.
Okay, now so the avians are ready to take off, and you guys are gearing for this mission. Supplies, you got
Okay.
your money, you have everything that you need, but you don't know exactly where you stand. What exactly you're going to? I mean, so what's your plan?
Oh,
What are you guys
We-
going to do? You still have that thing sticking to the bottom of your
Yeah.
ship.
Now that we're
Tracker.
about ready to leave, we're gonna take it off, and I guess since they're alerted and everything, we're probably gonna take it in and try strapping it onto a missile, like Pierre was saying earlier. And then
Well,
as
I
they
didn't
take
say
off,
I didn't suggest the missile, but Steve suggested we just drop the tracker thing. Where it
Yeah,
is
you
and
could.
fool-
You have missiles. I do believe you
Yeah.
have missiles.
We
You
do?
could track it.
Yeah.
You could
I'd
track it
rather-
and use it.
Yeah, I'd rather leave it on the surface of the planet, on some sort of bloody maintenance bot, so it's charging around.
yeah, I was thinking it would.
Well, you
it'd
also
save
have to
speeding.
remember now. They're gonna. There's a chance they may watch you take off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a
That,
chance
that's
that
okay.
they can
That
take
doesn't matter.
off
But that
after
doesn't mean
you.
they're going to track us now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they just follow you.
Yeah, they
So-
can, but we can shoot at them as they follow us.
yeah. I was
That'd be
thinking
fun.
that if they think we haven't discovered the tracker,
We-
then they may follow us at a far greater distance and rely on the tracker until they get us out.
You're the
somewhere where they
captain,
can track.
mentor. You do. You overrule.
Yeah.
You can say no. We're doing this.
Yeah,
So
I'm
what's your-
thinking we take it on board and strap it to a missile so that once we get up get up almost out of the 100 diameters, we can fire it out and take off in a different direction. And have
Oh,
it
and
like
you know what? I'd
cool.
like to add an extra wrinkle to this. I'm programming the I wonder if I can fiddle with the tracker. So I'm programming the tracker to say that if distance from home mother signal to tracker equals 0, then send 1 to address and I give the address for the missile detonator.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Who else has
That's
navigation?
actually
In other words, if
Yeah.
they come close enough to their own tracker, and they'll probably see it's not us, but if they come close enough, I detonate the missile.
That's really clever. All right.
That
Yeah,
is clever.
yeah.
We'll roll with that. So you have a missile
yeah.
detonation device on it. Are you guys going to think about engineering the missile to make it go at 1G, go slower? Remember, your ship's slow. You got a bottom barrel basic trader.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you should increase
You
the
are
range
not.
to like
You
half a
are.
click.
You're like in a You're like in a Chevy Cruze, man. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the Cadillac, but you still get where you got to go. It does everything you need.
One little G though.
I want Stoney to do a mechanics roll and an engineering roll to see if he could. He's going to reset the missile to. We'll just go with engineering. Do an engineering roll to reset the missile down to get it set so it'll go at 1G. And has anybody got a computer program where they can make it like a hologram or add a program where it might appear? This will be a difficult task. You guys don't have any.
We don't have the equipment.
Plus one. Yeah, but we'll just say we'll say it's going to be difficult. But Pierre might be able to fake it out. See if he can program it so it'll have a transponder similar to your ship. So they won't know it's not your ship until they're exactly on it. And then it's a smart missile. You could have it where when you activate it, it'll attract to their heat signal once you activate it. So Pierre, give me a roll. It's a shot. You need a 9 or you need a
Again,
9 or higher actually with a +1. Yeah, +1. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, computers again.
Another computer roll.
9.
9 or higher is a +1. Okay, you're able to do it. You're able to pull it off.
So, do you want me to do that thing now with
I need an engineering check, yeah, and for your level of skill, it's basic.
God.
So it's just a 2D +2. I think your engineering's 2.
Yeah. Keep on forgetting to put the R in there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got it set where it's gonna slow down to 2G. Who's got the navigation on here? Who's the navigator? Is it that Pierce character?
Nope.
We have somebody with navigation, don't we?
Let's see.
I think actually
there.
Donate maybe?
There's someone.
Carlos. Somebody's got to have navigation.
Calmaros Rodrigo has navigation too.
Oh, so you're piloting and navigating. Well, Carlos, you're realizing that your best bet is when you take off is to probably launch it in the opposite direction way before the 100 diameters.
Yeah.
So that'll give you time to make it out to the 100 diameters.
Yeah.
And you can see what happens.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
So
thinking.
you guys are taking off. All right, we need an engineering roll and a pilot roll, and you're taking off right now. Everybody's strapped in. Do we have our gunners in the turrets? I would think, who's our gunners? That would be Jug, and I think Jack Skyson. Is he on that, or are we using Cowboy Jones?
9 for the engineering roll.
Okay, the engines are fine. You're all primed. You're ready. We need a basic pilot roll. You're taking off. Basic pilot roll. Boom. Dying for the engineering.
Anybody?
Who's our pilot? That would be Mantor. I think you're a +2. You got a 2D.
Wait, am I? Oh, let's see. Okay.
Yeah.
Carlos?
Calamaros is the pilot and the navigator, and Verbal or Pierre's character is also the sensors guy. He doesn't have navigation. He should have navigation.
Okay. Pilot 2. All right. Okay. So let me roll this here. Oop.
You're also gonna have to do a navigation roll too to set your course, because you're setting a micro jump towards the main sequence star's 100 diameter.
All right.
That's all you know. Pilot roll is fine. You take off without a hassle. And you're heading out of the atmosphere. You're getting up to the higher cloud levels, and sure enough, Pierre, you pick up on the sensors. The 300-ton roughneck ship has exited the port. As soon as you take off, that ship is also leaving, but it's a bit behind you. And that ship, it probably is moving at a faster rate. You're guessing either 2 or 3G. So the ship is definitely faster than your ship, and it's also it has 3 triple turrets, or three turrets for sure. You don't know if they're triple or double. It is a battle axe, and it is just taken off, and it's obviously following the tracker as of right now, so it is tracking you.
We got to fake the holo and launch the missile right now.
Okay.
Okay, who's the gunner that would launch the missile? Jug is the gunner, right?
I think
Jug has
the best
gunner 2. I want somebody to roll. Roll
Okay,
for
Pierre.
Jug. I
Okay.
need a 2D plus 2 gunner roll for Jug. Somebody's Jug is in the turret. One of you guys can roll for him.
Pierre,
This is
there
your
you go.
crew. So Jug
Got it.
has the missile and he's launching it. He's launching it in the other direction, which is outward from the system, and you guys are heading inward for the system. The missile launches successfully. The beacon is working. Even your sensors pick it. Pierre, you can go to passive sensors. I need you to do another electronics roll for sensors. So you guys are trying to dim things down, and you're going to curve off in the direction you want to go. You might even have to coast at a slower rate, but Pierre's got to see that if he could do it. So we had another sensors roll.
Not quite.
Plus, not quite. You're a little under, so you're not sure. So you guys are just cruising at the 1G. You're cruising at full 1G in the opposite direction, but you're not 100% sure whether they're going to detect you or whether they're going to go the other way. And from the looks of it, they have taken off, and it appears that they're following the missile. Your sensors, your sensors have shown. You do see that it is picking up, like it looks like the Venetian wind's transponders. So it looks like it's the Venetian wind, and it does seem like you got lucky, but you're not 100% sure that they are following the missile as of right now. So you guys
we're
are
safe. Yeah, we're safe if we just ditch them. If they get close enough and the distance between their tracking signal and the tracker goes to 0, then the missile detonates. That would be a bonus if it works. But I think we got to make tracks away from these guys and into a jump.
Yep, you can FTL. You got to go to
Give me
FTL
that.
jump space. If it's a micro jump, you're looking at just under 10 minutes in micro jump to at a 1% of fuel to get to that other sequence star. That's about 200 astronomical units, FTL speed. So I'm looking at the table. As of right now, you guys are gaining edge because you're accelerating. I need another pilot roll for the acceleration.
Okay.
2D plus 2.
From the engineering
You're
bay,
accelerating away from the target. What
you
did we
hear,
got?
punch
Yeah,
that
no
goddamn
problem.
button. Punch that goddamn
He's
button.
Sure enough, from a size 3 world at 1G, you're looking at, yeah, you're going the slowest. You're looking at, is that right? Size 3. 230 minutes, whatever that adds up to before you reach the FTL point. You can
Cheapers,
engage.
233 did you say?
230 minutes.
And
And also, basically,
just
you're
short of
also
4 hours.
tracking. You're also tracking, Pierre. You're tracking that they are getting really on top of the missile. So if you have an opportunity to detonate the missile, they are almost on top of it, and they're about to catch on to the fact that they've been duped. So,
Okay.
as you have the electronics ability, you could activate the missile, but I want to need a roll. I need a roll.
I think I programmed it to operate remotely. The tracker decides when its mother homing signal is close enough, which is to say 0 distance, and then it sends a signal to the missile to detonate. I didn't think to set it up remotely. I didn't think to set up for remote control that I control. I just told the tracker to wait for a 0 distance.
Gotcha.
Okay, well,
All right,
it's still going to take them time to get to us, so we're okay. Kinda.
And you know what? The missile detonates. The missile is targeting them, and one of you roll 1d6. The missile actually impacted with their vessel. And let's figure out what the damage is. Roll 1d6 for the missile hit.
Okay.
Only one hit. You only did 1 hit. Now roll 2d6, Pierre, and we'll see what the damage, what you did do to it.
Now the big 6s, please. Oh.
Now you could use.
Are you interested in putting pinstripes down each side to make it look like it goes?
Well, that's actually a power plant hit. Ooh. So you reduced your power plant by 1 number. A 2 is a power plant hit, and with a power plant hit reduced, there's definite damage to that vessel. So, and obviously, they're pissed. But I mean,
Excellent.
they're too far in the wrong direction, and they are definitely out of combat range. We do use Cepheus engine range bands for actual combat,
Yeah.
and and that missile did impact them, and it wouldn't have impacted them if they would have known it was a missile and they would have been regular distance. But they were so sure it was you and so cruising up their butt, they were in short distance that it activated on them. By the time they had visual that they were duped, it was too late. The missile activated and it turned around and went right at their drives.
Yeah. And
so
can we send them a message?
Sure, you could send them a message if you want to.
Okay, I'll just
thought.
If I can, I'll repeat what he said to me. You know, those who are looking for a job don't have an earpiece in their head and talk to themselves, and those who are in hot pursuit don't get caught with their finger up their ass.
Can I suggest? Can I suggest one change that you should put in the phrase? That you should make one change. You should put in the phrase "jive ass turkeys" somewhere in there.
And then I'll say, and my fellow crew member would like to say, "You jive ass turkeys." Yeah.
No, combine it. Those jive ass turkeys who pursue us.
Yeah, okay, those jive ass turkeys pursuers shouldn't be caught with their fingers up their ass.
Okay, well, you're about at the jump. They've turned around and they figured out where you are roughly, but there's no way they can make it before you make it to the FTL point, and they're way far out of range.
But
they are like, yeah.
We just had an insult to injury.
Yeah, and you hear that Pliskin's voice. He comes over the intercom. He says, it's more or less, F you, Venetian win. F you. You got to come back this way eventually. We'll see you again soon enough.
And I'll send back a message. Sorry, couldn't hear you over the little girl's voice. What is it you wanted to say?
So that's...
Hey, if they're going to shoot us, they're going to shoot us for bloody everything. Might as well get... Anyone else want to hurl some insults at them?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's going to be shit,
anyhow, right? So you're about at the point, and we need a FTL roll. We need an FTL engagement roll.
And the engines collapse, so we can't jump. Oh dear.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good time.
And you can't fire the drive. And they're moving at 3G towards you, and your drive's a little disabled.
Yeah, we limp back to port, and then we realize that absolutely everybody is related to Pliskin.
Yeah, and they've all heard the exchange of insults.
Billy Joe Pliskin, and
Sunshine Pliskin, Android at the bar Pliskin.
Okay.
Come on, Avatar.
Man. Avatar. Yeah. All right. So, anyways, you're ready to engage the drives. Okay. We need a pilot roll. Pilot's just got to engage the drives. You have the drives all set already.
Yeah.
And the navigation roll. So we need 2 rolls. Pilot and nav. See how far you're off or where you're at.
Okay. Let's see.
Pilot, okay. Still engaged. It's just a safety roll, and then we need the nav roll.
Right.
Yes. Okay.
Rough a bit.
Now, nav might be a hair off. You may not come out exactly where you want, but you're in the good. Your drives are clean. Poof! You are in FTL. You are in FTL, and it's just the ship just kind of it zaps and disappears like a jump. But jump space kind of looks similar to dark matter. I mean, you just got it's going to be for you're looking at about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes at FTL 1. And then you'll be coming out of FTL after the 200 AU in system. And that takes your fuel tonnage. I was thinking I had that up here. I shipped, didn't I?
Just 10% off the fuel tonnage?
Actually, it's 1% for micro jumps.
Sorry, 1%.
It's 10% for all FTL and for interstellar long-term jumps. That's a different level.
Yep.
So any micro in-system jump is 1%. So where you burned you're at 200 tons, so you burn 2 tons of fuel. I think you have 44 tons. I gotta get to the video handout. You have more than a regular. Yeah, 44 tons of fuel, so you're at 42 tons. So yeah, and also remember 8 weeks operation. 1 ton is 2 weeks worth of operation, and so you're good. You're good. Every 1 ton is 2 weeks, so each week you burn a half a ton. That's just gravity and regular maneuver.
Yeah.
So you've got plenty of fuel. You can make one full regular jump to interstellar jump space. Actually, 2 as of right now. But if you go below 40 tons, then you can't make another interstellar jump beyond 1. You know what I mean?
Might need to worry about life support first.
I thought you guys did all that. You bought all that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if all these jumps would be great, but we've got to make sure we've got enough life support.
Oh yeah, what about these avians guys? Do they need different kind of life support, different food, different gas mix?
They brought the stuff that they needed. No, their air is, they breathe an oxygen nitrogen mix just like humans, and they had brought the supplies they needed. They just need, the space to breathe in within your area. So they took 3 of the staterooms. Your staterooms are pretty much empty, and your cargo bay is empty as of right now. Your time in FTL is minute, so you guys are just going over the sensors. You're going over things. The FTL space looks normal. It's only 10 minutes, 9.6 minutes, I think it is, whatever that comes out to. Just a little over 9 minutes and 30 some seconds or 40 seconds. And now that you can tell right on the meter and the control panels and everything, and you're watching the drives in the back and they're humming beautifully. These drives don't have a scratch on it. Remember, this is a brand new ship. This is it's like 6 months old. Brand spanking new. Simple free trader. And the FTL drives kick off. And there you are. We need a navigation roll. You're picking something up. You're near with 100 diameter. You are definitely close to the yellow big star. The yellow sequence.
Not too close, please.
Okay. Just terrible. It's a 5.
Yeah. What did you roll? A 5, you said?
Yeah, it's a 5.
Yay, we're going to get fried. Welcome to the barbecue area.
Shit, you're like 20 AU off the no, not 20. No, that's too much. Wait a minute. You're like 20%, 20 diameters. You're like at 120 diameters. So you're off by about 20 some diameters from the 100 point that you wanted to, which is diameters of the star.
Yeah.
It's the star diameter, because that's the biggest body. You know what I mean? From the 100 diameters. You're a little bit off. And from that sequence star, how many? 1 AU. It's a bigger star, so it's equivalent. The 100 diameter point is like 5 AU, so you're like 1 AU off. It would be 6 AU. And at 1G acceleration, the world that you have to get to, I'm pulling up the table, would be, I'm going to figure out where it is roughly. This is where things get sucky. Now you're in regular space. To get to the world you want to, you're looking at about 4 or 5 days in regular space.
Yay.
At regular full 1G acceleration and full. The avian dude comes up front and he sits. He says, "I need to come up front." He's got a special seat thing. He wants to sit down on one of the seats, and then he wants to get to one of the panels. He gets to one of the panels and he pulls up his display and he inputs it in with you, and he does the navigation rolls. He looks over, he kind of shrugs a little off course, Captain. He says, and
they had some troubles, but we'll get there.
Please remember that expression and emotion, intonation, it does not come through these translators. I don't think they're being sarcastic. They're being factual.
All right. God, I couldn't see what I was punching. All right, I'm going to roll one roll. Don't forget all those rolls. I'm rolling one now. He punches in his thing, and something like his information seems a little off. It's not pulling up the sequence that it needs to. So he says the planet should be here, but we're not picking it up. Pierre, he needs you to do a sensor roll.
All right.
So you do a sensor roll. Oh,
Good.
you pick it up just fine. The problem is that he had the wrong sequence of where the planet is. And now you guys get your gear gathered in. And the bad thing is the planet is on the opposite side of the star that where you thought it was, which creates another additional problem. And that is that it doubles the distance you need to go. So instead of going 3 AUs, you need to go 6 AUs. You're looking at 7 days in regular space. Because now you're within the 100 diameters of the planet. So you're looking at 7 days. So you have to set the course.
Yeah. I did do another
you can't make another micro. You can't make another micro jump because you're in the 100 diameter zone.
Yeah, that's right. I thought
so
we were
you have
outside
to.
Of it.
You can only do that outside, and the planet is also on the other side within the 100 diameter zone.
So I tell the captain the engines are fine, and how much life support do we have?
Well, you have enough life support for like 8 weeks.
Oh,
you guys are stopped. Yeah, your life support.
We wrote it down.
Yep.
Would it be faster to go back? Yeah. Would it be faster to go back out of the 100 diameter limit and go back around?
We came out at 120.
Wait a minute, you're right. Wait a minute, I'm wrong. You're right. I'm going to need you to roll a navigation roll. You could make another micro jump, which would be the equivalent of 6 parsecs, which would be under 10 parsecs. But I'm going to need you to make a navigation roll because you're still outside of the 100 diameter point right now. Yeah. And that would cut the trip down, but that'll burn 2 tons.
Yeah.
But I want you to do a nav roll, and then you're going to have to do a pilot roll and engage it.
All right. Let's see if I can get one of these come up good.
Pierre got the sensors.
Nope.
So I'm going to roll along with you because the avian's helping you do this. And the avian shakes his head, and the avian says, "Put these numbers in." He looks frustrated. He's snarling. You can see his little alien face snarl at you. Run these numbers. And he says, okay. So he does. So you're looking at the point you can jump around the 100 diameter point to the other side of the system, and then you'll be under 1 AU, which would cut it down to like about 2.5 days. So yeah, then you could travel into the 100 diameter point in 2.5 days. So you're engaging the FTL again. The FTL engages, no issues. The engines, Pierre, look fine. No issues with the engines. You guys come out, and it's only a matter of seconds. I mean, you're not going it's not long at all. I don't even know what it would be, but it's like less than a minute in FTL, and you come out, and you're on the other side of the system now. So now you only have 2 days to go on in, and you're closer to the world. So it was a good call. Otherwise, you would have been looking at 7. So now you can accelerate and set your course. And space, you're doing a passive sensors. Space seems empty right now around the star. You're not picking up a sign of anything in any way, shape, or form. There's absolutely nothing going on. There's nothing vivid, nothing alive, nothing rolling.
Okay, well, I tell the avian I appreciate his bird brain. Probably won't pick up on the idiom.
He just shrugs. He goes. He says, "You humans don't think we don't get your sarcasm." And he starts but he's not offended. He doesn't care. He's concerned about the mission and getting parts to get his ship running. So you do have to go back to Parch. Get him back to the Parch Bay.
It's the capital. It's the capital of the capital planet, or sort of.
That'll be fun.
They don't care about what goes. They don't care about what orbits the yellow sun. They're just there on orbiting their red dwarf.
Well, the Parched is the most hospitable main world. So and Parched is where there's a lot of mining facilities. It's just like the rest of the solar system. I mean, in Traveler, would you care about Pluto if you had jump drives and you can go to Proxima Centauri? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
and have a
Okay.
yeah. So
But
this is
the avians claim that there was like a facility here once that they found, or a abandoned facility, something
they
like
were
that.
doing some surveying, and they know for a fact that there's an abandoned ship there that has the components that they need. There was some
Hmm.
kind of facility here, but it's been abandoned because it's lifeless. So you guys are coming closer to this world. This world, it's about a size four-ish, no atmosphere. It's a rock world. It does have an orbit, but it's slow. So it's real slow. It's like Mercury in a way. It does spin, but it's super slow. The base of the facility, he's pointing it out now that you're there, is in the shadow. It's in one of the temperate spots at the North Pole. There's a crater where the temperatures are more primal, and it's at the North Pole of the planet, where the sun it keeps things at a more normal temperature. This is also you're also in the you're in the high end radiation zone. You may have to take some special maneuvers or consider the possibility of solar flares or other issues like that, because you're like
Hmm.
close to the sun. This star's bigger than the sun, obviously. This is the main sequence star, even though the home world orbits the red dwarf 200 AUs out. It's a
Yeah.
binary star, but it's well spread out. You know what I mean? Sort of like
Right.
Proxima. Yeah. You got the main sequence star. There's nothing in the main sequence. There's a gas giant here. That's a ways out, and there's some other ice balls and lifeless worlds. The best world with the most temperate atmosphere is the desert world of Parched. It's pretty much a dead system. So yeah, so basically you have this Mercury thing, and we're going to say that. Is there anything you guys are going to do over the next 2 days of your adventure?
Let me see.
You want to run sensors? You check your engines, library data, anything?
Well, I'm still worried about those avian guys. I don't trust them entirely. In our computer, we do have anti-hijack as a program.
Yeah.
So I would probably be telling the program that, the avians are persons of interest, and the anti-hijack basically is going to just shut things down or redirect if they try to take over our ship in some ways. So I'm sort of opening the protocol. Opening the protocol for,
Okay, you do notice one thing. The avians know and they respect the anti-hijack program. The only one that's up front ever is Tatara. Tatara's the leader. The other two are military or workers for Tatara. Tatara is like the crew captain. So the other two are still back in the common area. They're not leaving the common area. They did have all their weapons locked up with you and everything you see. Well, you got a little time. Tatara had time, and Tatara went back to his quarters. And Tatara will only come up. It's sort of like they're going out of their way to be polite and let you know that they respect you and that they're on your side. You have enough time to run a little library data. You can run a little library data on their specific. You did see an emblem of his scout service and their specific branch, and see if you can pull up some information about that.
Oh, okay. As a computer check.
Yeah. So you run the library data and it pulls up, and the specific avian scout branch, this specific thing, and they're solid, they're committed, they'll fight to the death, but they're also very honorable and loyal. So all symbols and everything that you're finding and everything that you're finding out about tells you that the avians are not a threat to you in any way, shape, or form. They are absolutely not a threat.
Unless we happen to be the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the war has to be formally declared and all that stuff. So that's fine. I'm reassured a bit, and so we're going to have basically a kind of exploratory job, and that's where the dangerous unknown is going to come in. The avians are no longer the problem. So I relay this to the others.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
We got a kind of EVA mission on an unknown planet, or people just didn't bother to know the planet.
right?
Yes.
So we got to be on our guard.
So in the meantime, here you are. You're on Parch, and yeah, I like the arrow. That's good. We'll just roll with that. That's a good idea. The little arrow on the map. We'll just roll with it and say that's where you are. Whatever happened on Royola's history, we'll roll with this. So anyway, you're coming closer to the station. I mean, to the space. The 2 days have passed, and now you are orbiting. You've set orbit on the planet, and you can do some scanning and some surface readings, and you can reach it to the base.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a base on the surface, in you said the North Polar area.
All right. And you're going to start scanning the North Polar area. All right, you guys. I'm going to pause for 1 minute. I need about 20 to 30 seconds.
Yep.
Okay.
Excuse me. While we're waiting, guys, have any of you seen Steam or know of Steam? Yes.
Steam.
Yeah. As in the computer place with the games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at Tabletop Simulator?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah. I got a copy, and it was something I was actually thinking of as a possibility for.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back, gentlemen. Okay, so here's what's going on. Now you're doing a scan. Okay, you do find there. It looks like there's some sort of city or formations on that crater. You are above that crater. So far, you're not picking up the ships that you think you were picking up. So we need to do a piloting roll to go down, and you're going to look for a spot to land or a pad to land.
Who's piloting?
That would be Mentor.
Yep. There we go, pilot. No problem.
Oh, smooth as glass. Mentor, you do find a flat area which definitely looks like a bay or a port. And you guys are about to land. You're about heading down to land, and you land at this bay or port. And sure enough, as you land, once you hit the surface, you do see the vessel that they're talking about, and it's some kind of older trader. And as you landed to see the surface, you see these buildings. They're ancient. They're old. This is some sort of ancient facility. But the ship that you're looking at isn't. And that ship it's not an avian ship, but it's definitely a different type of race's ship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely similar to an avian, and it's crashed down. Okay. And he says, sure enough, the avian guy, now Tataro's back in front on the bridge with you when you land. He's back because you're landing, and it's important, and he's running his programs. He pulls up a 3D image, and it picks up the ship, and it takes the ship, it lifts it up, and it scans, and it shows the drive, and it shows the component that he needs for the drive. He says, right there is the component that we need. Pierre, all of a sudden, you got some alarm going off on your sensor.
Because an incoming message is from Ma Pliskin. Welcome.
No, there's no incoming message.
From Ma Pliskin,
but
yes,
you're picking up some kind of ship activity of some kind up in orbit. You don't know what it is, and intuitively, yeah. So there's somebody up in orbit there. But now this is a small hidden crater in the North Pole. Nobody easily knew this was even there. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what you guys are. You going to do active, passive sensors? You guys thinking of powering down, maybe laying low, and just?
I think we should. I asked the captain to power down, and we can do the passive sensor thing.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
So you dim the engines, and you dim the lights, and you dim the power, and you pick up some kind of vessel, somewhere between 300 and 500 tons, and it's moving between, I don't know, around 2G, and it's in orbit around the world. It's doing some skimming, and you don't know exactly what it is yet. Pierre, you could do a roll. What's your electronic skill is 2, right?
Yeah, that's like the sensors roll I've done before.
We'd do another one +2 because you're using passive sensors.
Yeah, no, it's crap. I think maybe
you can't tell for sure what it is.
Yeah, I think
But
maybe
it
the fact that
definitely-
we're in. I say
ahead.
the fact that we're in craters probably messes me up a lot.
That does mess you up, but it also seems to protect you. And with the power
Yeah.
dimmed down, whatever the heck was flying around, you should be okay. The only problem is you're so far into the 100 diameter point, it's going to take you a couple days to get out to FTL range, where you can engage the FTL range. So right now, you're not sure what that was. You know, your part of you guys are scared. You're thinking, was it Pliskin? Is it somebody else? Is somebody else looking for this facility? But Tatara looks at you guys and says, you know, Tatara over its communicators, did you ever try to get your communicator running again yet over those 2 days? Pure?
The translator?
Yeah. I'll give you another
Oh.
chance. Just roll again a +2 on that and see if you got it.
Yeah, if
It's
I
a
have the time.
Roll one more time.
Well, it's a 2d6 plus 1. It's a computer thing I was trying to do.
Oh, yeah, okay. 2d6 plus 1.
To translate her, to
Yeah,
develop.
you still are struggling with that. What's your education?
Yeah, I keep saying it's 8, so I don't get a bonus there.
Oh, you
And I'm
can't
not
get
rolling
that for
well.
nothing, dude. You're stuck
No.
trusting. You are stuck trusting their transmitters for now. You're
Okay.
stuck. You're stuck with that, so you have to deal with that right now. And
As long as they wear them, yeah.
So as of right now, you have no idea what that ship is. It seems to be out of range, so it might be on the other side of the world. You don't know. You picked it up from a higher level, but you know there's definitely a ship of some capacity on this world, if it's not landed on this world. So obviously it may have went down to the dark side, or it's below the southern hemisphere of the equator.
Okay, of course we never got a visual of this ship. It was just something picked up through sensors.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And you're in no man's land, you know, in your Chevy Cruze. You don't know what you got out there. You know?
I don't think this practically changes things unless we have to until we have to take off. So we might be able to do the operation and get the avians their part.
Yes. So at this point now, the avians talk about arming up and going on out to see what the heck is out there and going to the ship, and they want to go to work with that. So they definitely want they definitely are going to want Stoney in a vac suit, because Stoney's got the skills, and you're going to have to do some checks to see if you go over to that ship and start taking apart the components.
All right.
All right. So who's all going? And who's all going?
Me?
Tatara and his 2 guys are going, and they both. You notice they both have plasma gun, man, portables.
I'm very happy with that. I'm taking my laser carbine, whatever I've got, laser.
Yeah, laser carbine would be good in space.
Yeah,
yes.
and my blade, just in case I need to get.
And you're in your you're in your combat armor vac suit.
If I can fit that under that's tantamount to a vac suit, so.
The combat armor can be a vac suit, isn't it?
So yeah, it's sealed. So I'm going to use that.
Okay, so you're in your combat armor set as a vac
armor
suit.
with my reflect underneath, with my normal clothes. Got my kit out of the ship's locker. Engineering mechanics kit as best I can, and I'm ready to rock. I suggest that Carlos come with me, because he's the one with the better electronics. Is that right?
Well, electronics and one mechanical one, and I do have vac suit 1. This is not a 0G situation, so that's perfect.
Yeah.
And so I'll come, and I'll have to wear. I have more conventional cloth armor and reflect armor. Would all that go under a vac suit?
Yes, you can wear both together, and whichever's the higher one for that. You can't use both the minuses, but you use whichever's higher. So yes, you can do that. Absolutely. Okay. And they got the plasma gun man portables, and
well,
okay.
All I got,
feel very safe.
All I got is an auto rifle, and it probably doesn't work in vacuum, does it?
No, not really.
So who else is going along with you?
I think that's enough.
Yeah.
Those guys have got big weapons.
Yeah.
Their weapons can take on ships.
All right. So we're going EVA for sure.
I'll stay behind with the ship. Just be sure
Okay,
to.
Jug and Jack
Look over the
Skyson, they're in the turrets as of right now. And Cowboy's got tactics skills, so that's the thing. They're keeping the turrets aiming upward, but everything's still dimmed down. So you guys are like in sleep mode. So you're about ready to enter. What's the what do you call the avian? Tatara leans down. He says, "Step back," and he like struts out. The gravity's kind of light. He lays down the plasma gun, and he fires it at the ship. And it's like he aimed it perfectly, and a burst of plasma comes out and just blows this round hole into the ship. He goes, "Good. This gets us right direct." He didn't even deal with a hatchway. He just blew a hole into that ship.
I do sort of
that's on
put
the
my
ground
finger
right
up
there.
and say, we could have gone through a hatch.
He says, "We need to get our part. Straight in here, left corridor, engine room. Easy in, easy out." He says, and he looks at you.
Right.
And he says, "I'm tired of your human sarcasm."
No sarcasm. I just wanted to point it out to you.
He looks at Carlos when he says that.
Yeah.
He says,
yeah. I say my concern is
and he says it, and he says, and it comes out crystal clear over the intercom. "Birds don't fuck around. We get things done." So okay, it's a combination of engineering checks now. You guys are in there. You enter. Who enters first and in what order?
Well, I'm going to let one of those birdies with the big, huge candle lighters in the front.
The birds enter. You guys enter it, and sure enough, you're looking around at the ship.
Yeah.
This ship ended up here accidentally.
Yeah.
This is a hidden facility, and the fact that it was blasted, you could see it stripped. It was blasted down. The drive component that they need, that they can make fit their ship, is here. And they were doing surveying and knew it was here, but they were also under attack. And so now we need a couple engineering rolls and checks to take it apart. But there's also an ancient facility here. There could be treasures and things of unbelievable
could be
proportions.
lots of cool things. However, as I'm being directed to the part that they require, which part is it that they require? Is it something to do with reaction? Is it transport? What is it?
It's a fluctuating capacitor for the maneuver drive. It makes the maneuver gravity plates work. It's a simple, smaller component, and they know it can match. When their maneuver drives got hit a couple times, it took them down to functionality capacity, so their ship is stuck.
Yep. This part that I'm looking at, how different is it to my knowledge of our part of similar ilk?
It's similar, but it won't fit your ship, and it's nothing beyond normal technology. It's normal advanced technology.
Okay. I'll take my time if that gives me anything additional, but I'm going to take my time to make sure that, because this is the part they want, and I'm going to tell the lead guy, I am taking my time, not to be sarcastic. I'm taking my time to try to make sure that when I do disengage this, that it stays in its workable state.
Okay. So all right, we're gonna need some rolls. We're gonna need a sequence of rolls.
Yep. So I'm probably having difficulty actually probably discharging it to make sure that it's safe to actually unlock, so to speak.
Okay. And I need another electronic rolls. You seem to get the part.
Yep.
You seem to get the part.
Cool.
Apart.
Yep.
And it's all detached now. It's taken roll 1d6.
Oh, okay. Does Pierre have to do the electrical roll? Because I don't have electrics in any way, shape, or form.
Okay, Pierre, do one electric roll, and then I need you to.
There's my 1d6.
Right. Your 1d6 is a 6. Okay.
Yeah.
It's taken you guys 6 hours. Now, Pierre, we need another 2d6 plus 2 roll for you.
Electronics. Okay. And I grumbled that I didn't count on those chickens blowing the hatch or something like that. I mean, I would like to have a nice intact ship. I thought those birds are experts on hatches or hatching.
I'll chuckle a bit at that and look up at the birds and see what their
All of
reaction
a sudden,
is.
over your okay, over
No, I
your
won't risk. I
intercom-
won't risk more. I won't risk more over their head puns. Speaking over
Oh.
overhead, we're not getting any more news about that big ship, are we?
Yeah,
mean,
well,
I gotta
that's what I'm
keep-
just about to get to you guys at. Right now, you don't have
Yeah.
electronic, but Skyson has navigation and gunnery skills, so he can do some basic electronic stuff. And he's been running his gunnery sensors, and he's got a scope on the ship, and he says this is not good.
Oh, I say, has
He says,
Pliskin caught up to
this
us?
This is not good. He's pretty confident it's Pliskin's ship, and he's pretty confident that they're out for blood, and somehow they may have had a lead on the avians, or they may
Okay,
have got
so-
something. There might be another sensor somewhere else you
My
don't know about.
suggestion is that they try to find some place safe to park the ship and get into the ruins and try to activate whatever shot down this thing to shoot down Pliskin.
Okay, at this point right now, the game is going to be end. We are stopping the game.
Cool.
The game. It's about 9:45.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I think we've done. And I wanted to end it at 9:45. I got some family stuff I got to do.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
don't. I can keep going with this if you give me. If you guys want to.
It's late for me too. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm just having a ball. And we can keep going with this, or we can shelve.